Zach at?
He said it'll be a little late. He called me. He called me to he wanted me to write him up, so he called me, let me know he's gonna be late.
Steven in here.
Damn, that bed is messy.
Well, welcome everybody.
Who that is? What's good, cuz? Go Skins.
What's up? What y'all doing? I'm waiting for the show to start. What's the topic? I was asking Justin how this works.
We're gonna have a few topics over the next couple hours.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to get. I just got a front row seat to observe what's gonna happen here. Enlighten me.
Well, my mama told me to tell you to mind your goddamn business.
So that's not a wall behind you, Chief. That's just your tie-dye.
I was deceived this whole time. I thought that was a wall.
Damn, bro. I thought you were sitting in front of a wall.
I thought that was
you know how I do out here. Way better than David shit.
Hey, what's up with y'all's crib? Did that fall through?
Man. What you mean? What crib? You went
the one that I saw when we were out there.
Well, Philip never finished the application.
What?
You left it in Phil's hands?
I didn't know. I'm not gonna talk bad about him, you know what I'm saying?
But what was his excuse when not filling the application out?
He didn't know his supervisor's name for half the week, and then he changed the schedule, and then he said he tried to log back in. They said it never saved, and he had to repay for the application fee or whatever.
Well,
but we had to leave it in his hands because he had the best credit.
Right.
yeah.
Damn, Phil.
I mean, he seemed real adamant about it, so I was like, all right, cool. I mean, I fucking found the house and got the realtor, and you know what I'm saying? I did everything else.
Right, but it's Phil
real application. But he believes in flat earth.
Dragging his feet because he's nice.
Yeah, you can't trust the flat earth.
You can't really trust those type of people.
Grandfather's house. What up, Phil?
Yeah,
Hey,
it ain't that hard.
None of my business.
And how do you not know your supervisor's name?
But you can find out.
Yeah. For a week?
Right.
He didn't tell me he didn't do it, so I'm going to stop talking about him.
Right. Yeah, right.
yeah, because this is recorded. I'm showing him for sure.
I don't give a fuck. I was still telling it to his face.
Nah.
Because I love him. You know?
I'm about to FaceTime him just so he can
do that
see
shit.
how you talking about his
He's going to be on this thing all the time.
Phil's gonna live in infamy because he's in our fucking opening credits. Phil, you dumb as shit.
We were so mean to him.
I know. I told him we were doing the show tonight. He never responded to me, so.
They're not gonna talk bad about me and my beliefs today.
I know yellow people got.
I didn't send him a link. I didn't send Phil the link.
You just black. That's all.
I am beautiful brown, boy.
All right, so let's get this thing started off.
Let's do it. What's the hot tops?
Today, we're going to get this thing started off here with a little history lesson. Today in history, June 11th, 1804.
Ooh.
I like the days in history.
1804.
I used to do them shits.
Oh, man, look at
Enlighten
you.
me. Yeah, I used to.
So I'm taking y'all back to new hire orientation with this slideshow. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, is my volume okay?
Yeah, your volume sounds good.
All right, cool. It's better.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Today in history, June 11th, 1804. Presented to you by The Daily Hangover.
Ooh.
Today we're going to be talking about Burr slays Hamilton.
Is that a sentence?
Why'd you pick this?
Because it happened today in history, you stupid motherfucker.
Is his name Burr and he's killing Hamilton?
I thought.
Or is his name Burr slays Hamilton?
Burr is killing.
Aaron Burr slays Alexander
cold.
Hamilton.
I know.
Oh, okay. All right.
It was a cold slang.
The president of Hamilton?
Yeah, I think so.
You talking about the president?
Alexander Hamilton, you know they have a Broadway show about him?
Yeah,
Maybe that's what I
it
hear.
sounds familiar.
Okay, let's go. Continue. I'm
It's
interested.
like Hamilton.
All
Grill.
right,
Are
so
we about to read?
Nah, David better read. You better read that shit.
in a duel held in Weehawken, New Jersey, Vice President Aaron Burr fatally shoots his longtime political antagonist Alexander Hamilton, a leading Federalist and the chief architect of America's political economy, and he died the following day. So, what happened was, from what I gathered of my 5-minute read time,
because I feel like Hamilton, I don't know if he was good for us.
Oh, can you hear him? Get back in the mirror so they can see you.
So Aaron Burr was running vice president for Jefferson when Jefferson was running for president. And during that time, Hamilton like smashed like Burr's campaign. Like he was just like the opposition to the man's campaign. Threw dirt on his name, talked shit about him, called his ass out. And so Burr got pissed off, right? Burr was like, fuck this shit, dude. You don't fucking talk shit about me too much. So I challenge you to a duel, like old school style.
10-step paces and shit.
Dog, could you imagine if this is
I would never do it. I would just
went down today?
Oh, wait.
But look at this, dude. It's called an affair of honor. Like, you have no honor. That's why you would just shoot somebody. It's an affair of honor. It's an agreement. Like,
shooting is not.
They walk the 12 steps.
we're gonna go duel, dog, and one of us is walking away. Like you disrespected my name.
Do you gotta smack him in the? I mean, you can.
Nah, everything good. No.
You gotta smack him with a glove in the face.
Think about this for 10 seconds,
Pretty much,
guys.
yeah.
These same dumbasses that were dueling and taking 12 paces and turning around and shooting each other wrote our fucking Constitution that we still abide by to this day.
No shit.
I don't even think that shit was real.
They were fucking idiots. Anyway, continue.
This is a conspiracy.
So they met at 7 a.m. at the dueling grounds. And the funny thing about it is, this is the same spot that Hamilton's son died because somebody disrespected his dad. So father and son died at the same exact location trying to defend honor.
Did you know that?
Wow.
So
it's not like Hamilton, right? No, Hamilton and his dad. Hamilton's the one who died on this day of today in the 1800s.
Yeah, I get that.
And his dad was the before and died in that same spot.
His son, Hamilton's son, died.
And Family Guy made fun of it.
Did the son know?
The son was dead, bro.
Did the son know that his dad did that?
Yeah, in that spot. Did he know about that? Was it like
maybe after Hamilton died and he visited him?
Did Hamilton know that his dad died in the same spot?
No, Hamilton's son died.
Oh,
right.
Prior to this event.
Prior.
So what do we learn?
The son went first. So basically,
you walk away from battles sometimes. It's okay.
It's okay to walk away. So there's a couple different versions of the way the story went down.
Wait, how many versions are there? Because
it depends on whose side is telling it. Hamilton's people say that Hamilton was out there. He said, "Look, Aaron, this is stupid, man. Let's walk away," and fired his gun in the air. And then Burr pulled his shit out and shot Hamilton in the stomach.
Ooh.
Burr's people say that Hamilton shot at Burr and missed, and then Burr returned fire and shot him in the stomach. But either way, he abstained injuries from the bullet wound, and he was driven to a hospital and died in the hospital.
Everybody died from gunshot wounds in 1804 or 8.
Yeah. Especially in your stomach.
Would they tie you up with some yarn?
They poured some fucking rum on it.
What about the medicine? You think what they do for anesthetic? They probably had
alcohol, dude. Like, they had alcohol.
They had to cut your arm off while you were awake.
They lived on beer
give you
they couldn't filter water. So
like this belt.
Yep.
Out.
And then they would cut your shit right off.
My arm off. You know how fast I would die soft? That shit was real.
Oh my God.
They couldn't filter water, so they lived on beer.
Yeah.
So
they drink beer all day, every day.
Stephanie all in the way. Hey, Steph.
I didn't even get a hello. A lot of love, cuz.
It's okay. I got company too.
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of like his company. Never mind.
Can you imagine? Like, everybody had to be a fucking sharpshooter back then because you only had one bullet.
But they're all soldiers though. They're all high-ranking soldiers. Were in the
that's true. Yeah, so they were already well. Anyway.
Right. That's
you're
why.
shooting center mass, so it's not 20 paces when each person's taking. I guess that's what 25 yards. You turn
Why
around
does
and shoot
somebody
somebody.
have to die though? Why you can't just fight?
So
Right.
the thing that came out of this though was so supposedly people did duel a lot back then, but people rarely died because it would either be like a shoulder shot or 2 misses or
Yeah,
show up and be like,
okay.
So
They
people,
definitely weren't. If
people
we missed, is it over?
I don't know. I don't know the rules of the ancient duel. I should have researched that. But
Was there more to that story?
Then you just start running that.
That's when you fight.
But it's a thing of honor, so you wouldn't go against the rules. So the country was outraged because Hamilton was highly respected throughout the country, and they actually charged Burr with murder. But he was sitting.
They always use the law whenever they want.
He was sitting governor at the time, and he claimed
Hamilton was the governor.
No, Burr was. Burr was a governor at the time, so he claimed immunity. He claimed immunity and never did any jail time for it. Yeah.
What?
All the terms. They just whipping out.
He claimed immunity from what?
I'm immune. Fuck y'all, because I'm a governor.
He claimed his own immunity?
He's a governor.
That's some Trump shit.
Yeah.
It's like the mayor.
Literally. That's some Trump shit.
Wow. I mean, but
what was he well respected in the community for? Did I miss that?
It was a fair fight, right? In the rules of combat.
Depending on what story you fucking hear or believe.
Yeah, it was a fair fight back then. Whoever won the duel.
You only got one bullet, so that's like shoot your shot. It might go in.
Hamilton was like a great advisor to politicians. He also
why did they agree to that?
It's a thing they did, right?
He also was like the beginner person in America who started to begin to raise money for campaigns and things like that. So he's kind of like the father of modern politics,
Hamilton.
I guess you could say.
The
architect of it, the fundraising, the money.
Right?
What was his first?
He had some money.
First fundraiser.
What money?
Well, I'm not a Hamilton expert, but I suggest you watch the Broadway play because I hear it's very thorough.
I need more information. If you're gonna be,
it's today in history. It wasn't a full-on history lesson.
A crazy thing.
But I do, just a quick lesson. We can get into it a little more.
It's pretty good though. That was pretty good.
Was it
I just want to wrap it up with this, okay? To whoever's listening out here, if you have children, take the responsibility for the knowledge that your kids acquire, okay? Feed them the knowledge that they need and the history lessons that they need to navigate this world. Yes. Because the education system is not going to do it for you. So that's why I picked a little history lesson. Make your kids do papers on historical figures. Educate your kids the way you want them to learn, with the knowledge that you want them to have. And don't trust the education system to do that. It's failed us in America, and it needs to be revamped. So take some responsibility for your kids' education. Thank you.
Amen, brother.
And that leads me into
pussy. Say no.
Taste tantrum.
Boom. Taste tantrum. So today I'm pissed off at unapologetic racist Republicans. Y'all knew this was coming.
Go figure.
What in the actual fuck? These MAGA cunts have plucked my last nerve.
See what you did there?
When in the history of the United States of America has America been great? Think about it. Oh, wait. Maybe when the British sailed their entitled asses across the ocean.
What about when it was just Indians?
Huh?
When it was just the Indians.
The correct term is Native American. Thank you.
Yeah. The British came over here, and they actually killed off a bunch of Native Americans just by bringing their fucking disease. They killed off almost half the population of Native Americans.
Smallpox.
Yeah, with smallpox. They didn't
In
even
their
have to kill
blankets.
anybody yet.
In the blankets.
This shit
Yes,
not-
yeah.
White
And the
people-
rats.
Son,
I know.
White people fucked up all the juice, bro. Like
They fucked up the United States permanently.
everyone. Like white people just bring with them disaster and.
Hey, this is supposed to be a tantrum, so let him go on his tantrum, please.
They so the British get over here and they're like, "Oh, you're here already? Well, here's some turkey and flesh-eating disease." Yummy. Or how about this? When they were so lazy and fucking genius that they enslaved a whole race of people. So they go over there and they're like, "Hey, it's really hot and muggy over here. And these mosquitoes are fucking annoying. You guys want to come to my place?" And the Africans are like, so they hop on their dumbasses hop on the boat and fucking go right over there. Or how about this? I got another one.
This sounds like Drunk History. Y'all watch that?
Yeah. Comedy
All right.
Central.
Shit, I wrote all this shit down, so I'm just going through my notes and shit.
I appreciate the preparation.
So they breeded blacks for 400 years, and the only thing we got from it was Oprah Winfrey and black on black crime. It fucking sucks.
That was good right there.
We got Judge Mathis. Thank
we
you.
barely got Oprah. She was at the royal wedding in England.
Yeah.
Barely, right? Yeah,
She's definitely cooning, son. You don't become a human billionaire if you ain't cooning. That's for sure.
Yeah, seriously. Or how about this? How about for 60 years, they denied black people to live in affluent neighborhoods, so they redlined them.
Right.
So this I'm going from when the British first got here to slavery to 60 years ago, and I'm still trying to figure out when was America great. I can't figure it out. So my conclusion is, all right. So I'll just say what I say.
The 80s.
I could go on, and all I get from these Republicans.
Atari. There was
thoughts and
Pac-Man.
prayers. It's so
Ataris.
Yeah, Atari. Space Invaders.
We got the 80s, bro.
The 80s,
America was
man.
great in the
I wish
80s.
I was alive.
It started getting better, which is
With
what
Jeff
my point
Goldblum
was.
So
playing
when
the
they say
Blob.
make America great again, we need to bring back fishnets,
Yes.
Platform shoes.
spike hair, sprayed hair.
Oh my God. You guys
David,
know,
we need to bring back
Really,
David
really
Bowie.
we just got a hologram of David Bowie.
Yo,
Tupac.
let's go.
So to conclude my tantrum,
Which is great.
the greatest time in America is now. The future will be great. This again shit's got to go. America has never been great. It's been I. As I do this more frequently, I'll be able to do it more fluid. But
I loved it, man. That was great.
next time I'll try to type it up. I missed a couple things in here, but you got the
get
gist.
paid
of
to
it.
do speeches out here.
Nah, that was great,
Now
man.
I feel like I'm in a
And
debating class.
I think that an idea gets a hold of people, and they don't really know what they're saying or what they even mean by it. They just represent it because it's a tribal thing. Like, our people are finally getting together again. Our people can finally rally behind somebody else's idea.
Mhm.
And they don't know when America was ever great, because those people their lives have probably been just as shitty as everybody else's.
Their
Relative.
perception
What I'm
of
saying?
life is completely different from yours because of the way they grew up.
Yeah.
They grew
exactly.
up in a certain window, you know, they had horse blinders on their entire fucking life in their Southern Baptist way of growing up out in the middle of the cornfields. And then all of a sudden they see something different because fucking Mary Sue finally got cable. And they're like, oh shit, Jerry Springer. And then all of a sudden they get this other
The
perception.
world's gone to hell, Charlene.
And then they get out the shotguns and God almighty, a black family has to come through a fucking neighborhood like that because
Do you think
they're just stopping through real quick for some gas and they get shot up.
Do you think when rednecks watch Jerry Springer, they look over at their spouse and they say, "We're gonna
That's
make it on
gonna
that
be
show
good."
one day. If it's the last thing I do."
And those same people have been on YouTube all day looking at conspiracies.
No doubt.
All day just watching people rant about shit. So what do you think is instilled in their fucking head? They're just sitting there like ranting about everything while they're sitting there trying to eat corn.
Yep.
Yeah, but
they're just like munching corn and they're like, oh, fuck Mary, you know?
Dude, I was sitting, listen to me. Last week, I was sitting, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. I was drinking a beer. I had a bag of pork rinds and a bowl of hot pickles. And I just like,
I had
stomach ache.
I had to
What
take
is hot pickles?
Spicy.
You know those pickles that come in the bag?
The spicy pickles.
Yeah, the spicy pickles.
You had a bowl of them?
No, well, I chopped it up and I put it in a bowl.
Oh.
I'm eating pork rinds, eating spicy pickles, and drinking beer. And I had to like reflect on myself and say, man, what the fuck is my life come to? Like, this is it.
A good ass time.
This is it.
I thought you were going to go the other way with that.
You're just
I thought you were going to say, this is the fucking life right here.
Yeah, you living the best life right now.
Oh, I took the wrong viewpoint. Okay, I'll do it again.
Sweating.
I'll do it again next week.
Well,
Hey,
like,
good
I have
vibes
better
only,
results.
It's like congestive
vibes
heart
only.
failure. And he just like keels over from a heart attack from pickled fucking weird fucking jalapenos.
I die with my face in a bowl of hot pickles and a fucking bag of pork rinds in my.
Have you seen
And Elvis
that guy?
playing on the fucking turntable. Elvis.
Have you seen the guy they put up in when he died? They set him up playing the video game.
That was dope.
Yeah,
Dude. That
what's
shit was
up
tight.
with that?
That's gonna be David with some hot sauce.
I'd be in a-
I'm gonna put it like this.
Sunglasses on.
We gotta have a vape, a beer, and some hot sausage and pork rinds.
Yeah. Hey, but they got to be the spicy cracklings. I like the cracklings.
You got it.
Cracklins.
You got it.
I like your use of syllables there. Cracklins.
Yeah, man. You gotta enunciate every syllable.
Is it
Crackle
enunciate or is it pronounce? Or is that
Enunciate.
I think that it depends. If
Enunciate.
I'm gonna say something like I need to enunciate this correctly, you know, or you're not pronouncing that right. So I think
it's
either like you're
different
talking
from
about
here to
yourself or
there.
somebody else.
Here to there.
so enunciate is like enunciating all the vowels and the consonants.
Right. Dante.
syllable.
Dante.
But
Dante. Enunciate this. Enunciate
Every
this
syllable,
and
every
pronounce
syllable.
that.
Oh, okay. All right. I think
Enunciate this, pronounce that.
okay.
Pronouncing is just saying it right. Enunciating is like thoroughly pronouncing it.
Each and every syllable, yeah.
I'm
So I can say tomato,
Singular,
tomato. If I say
plural.
tomato or tomato, I'm pronouncing it differently. But if
Right.
I say tomato, I'm enunciating.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Right. There we go. Hey, we
I think-
making waves, baby. We making waves.
Did we just become geniuses?
Yep.
With the word
English 101.
nice enough.
Facts.
I don't know shit. I don't know
Not a
shit.
good definition, but that's the start. But like thoroughly.
Hit the ball. Oh!
All right.
Yo, y'all got your camera work down to a pat, dog.
You know what I'm saying?
Camera
We
work
out
is
here.
nice, dude.
You know what? Edit pictures.
That's kind of trippy, dude. Like I don't know what I'm looking at near or far. Is he
Enunciate-
just like is Chief Supreme just really big and he's
Yeah.
just really tiny, or,
It's about
or
little-
is he
he's about-
really?
Yeah, Steven is really tiny and Chief is just really big. That's exactly that's exactly how it
He's
is.
It
sitting on his
really
shoulder.
is,
That's
though.
really how it
Right
is.
next to each other.
This
He's
is some
sitting on
weird.
his shoulder.
I'll tell you this, Rock. Me and Steven are about the same size, and Chief is like 6'2", 240, bro. Like he's a big
Oh,
dude.
that's scary, dude.
Yeah. So
Who?
yeah.
You tower
Dante?
over me.
Like Steven is like when they go
We're like-
out, Steven
we're
just
like
hops
eye
on
to
Chief's
eye.
back like a backpack. Like that's how they rock.
He uses his arms as shoulder straps.
David Mahan, we're always eye to eye.
Yeah,
Chief Supreme is up in the sky.
that's it.
Dante's
Bars.
stuck in a different realm, but everybody here knows how it feels in the helm.
Okay. We
Oh
got
yeah,
bars,
speaking
son.
of rhymes, let me show you. Let me read this little stupid ass bar I wrote for. Did you see it, Justin? I said I was just fucking around. I said, "Spick and span with the Windex, man. Then hit your man with the Simtex. Blam!
Oh snap!
Rip that shit, son."
Syntax.
I said Spickens. I posted on the little Windex video, and I said,
"You be brass. You was groupie fan like shit."
Yeah, nigga.
Yeah. Yeah, nigga. Look how serious.
Spick and span with the Windex, man. Then I hit your man with the Simtex. Blam.
What's Simtex?
It's a plastic explosive. Odorless plastic explosive.
Whoa! Now that I get it.
You know what Simtex was, man?
He's from PG County. They don't deal with that kind of shit. So. Hey, so most of y'all know. Oh, everybody here knows. Duh. But I recently lost my grandmother. Y'all's aunt, cousin.
Yep. Rest in peace on that.
Love you, but I wonder if she had the type of soul that she maybe become an angel one day, right? Maybe not through God. Maybe what we perceive angels to be, we don't know. But I tend to think that there's been situations in my life where somebody had intervened from a different dimension or realm. I don't know, but I know Rock has some ideas on it, and I'd like to hear his viewpoints.
Well, sometimes you go out there into the YouTube realm, or you go out there and like you hear stories from different people at school, church, and you start hearing stories about people sitting there, and they'll actually come back from like a near-death experience, and they'll sit in that hallway where usually they have that
cheers,
dream,
Ross.
that dream where they're just sitting there, always looking up at like this 8-foot tall creature or figure or light, and kind of just speaking to them. And then that person usually wakes up from that dream and everything, and they have that experience. Would that be irrefutable proof of angels, and why?
I don't believe so. I think I'm not a religious person whatsoever.
Have you ever had a spiritual experience?
I can't say that I have. And I'm not saying that spiritual things don't happen, but I like to think scientifically before I think spiritually. And in a situation like that, I think that like when your body makes all kinds of fucking what are the things in your body that make adrenaline and stuff like that? What are those called? I forget.
Well, that comes from
glands, different kind of glands in your body,
and it comes from an electronic pulse that happens within a cellular level.
Correct.
Each
and your whole body
does their own pulse.
Your whole body can be your whole body, including your mind, can be aware that you are in a life and death situation, or you're dying, or.
Do you feel like there's dimensional proof though?
Whoa, see, look,
I think that when it comes to seeing beings and seeing white lights and walking down the tunnel, and everybody kind of remembers the same thing when they have these kind of experiences, life and death experience and stuff like that. I think that these are chemicals in your brain that are firing off and all.
But what if that actually was an actual matter facto of two dimensions actually intertwining for 1 second?
Can I stop you?
I see what you're saying.
Quantum physics.
I see what you're saying.
Can I just throw this crazy, like, after you saying what you said made me think of something. It could be because I'm super smacked.
Do it.
Hold on. I got a conspiracy for you,
This is all this idea is for, man.
I got a conspiracy for you, right? All right, now say, when people take DMT, you know about DMT?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everywhere knows about DMT?
Yep.
You know about DMT?
Spirit molecule.
It's the spirit molecule. Spirit molecule, right? And most people, every single person who takes it, they seem to go, they feel like they go into a different dimension, and they speak with other beings.
And they see a lot of the same people, too.
Everyone
a lot of the same beings.
What if everyone is thinking that they're like aliens or beings from another dimension? But our brains and our bodies only work because of the electrical currents and the synapses that happen that make our body work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there must be some sort of energy that's controlling that makes us have our mind, right? Hold on. Just hold on real quick.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
But what if DMT, and since it's already happening in your brain, and it's like makes you dream, kinda, it taps into what makes you dream. What if dreaming or doing DMT puts you in the realm of the spirits where everyone has died, but their minds are still wandering in that dimension now instead of our dimension that we see and can fathom through our bodies? What if being able to go into that dimension, you're not talking to other entities, it's just people that have died?
I think you're onto something, Dave.
Well, I want to verify what you're saying is actually something called Eckankar astral projection.
Yeah.
Astral projection is where you actually.
What's the astral projection? I'm aware.
Astral projection is where you're sitting there, and you're meditating, and you're feeling your inner chakra that comes up from your gut, and you meditate on one thing, like breathing. You just feel the breathing, and then all of a sudden you start going into a dreaming state. And that dreaming state is astral projection, where your soul leaves your body and you're able to actually travel and have a lucid dream.
Are
you actually traveling, or are you?
Have y'all ever seen
this is actual like theology, like fucking Buddha shit.
Right. So I've done something similar to that, and I don't know. I was really fucked up, so I don't know the validity.
Where you saw yourself breathing all weird.
Well, I came up in my bed, and I was looking down on myself, and I saw myself sleep. I didn't go like way out, like I literally was kind of just looking down on myself sleep. But I was like halfway awake and halfway asleep. I was in a really weird state of mind. Whoa, what just happened?
That was so crazy. It's astral projection.
Astral projection.
Tay is astrally projected on the Daily Hangover. Thank you. You guys have seen it firsthand.
First time.
It's real.
Down the
we got it on video.
Hallway of demise. Indiana Jones, dude. Is he in the bathroom?
No, I'm in my garage.
Oh, I was like, oh, it's dark again. He's naked.
Okay, so how does this tie back into the angel conversation?
Because angels could be interdimensional, fourth-dimensional beings.
No, angels could
that watch over us.
Yeah, because they could be in another dimension.
They're an interdimensional being where they're able to watch us in a fourth-dimensional way, where we are three-dimensional. We cannot see them, but they can see us, kind of like we would with an ant farm.
So how much influence do you think an angel could have
on a mentally insane person? They can make that person do whatever the hell they want just to conform to a certain time path, like a certain way things are supposed to happen to keep the space-time continuum going in one direction.
Right.
Damn.
So they could be actual like kind of like goalies of the universe. They sit out there and they just kind of like they navigate the laws to keep it all one way. That way they can conform our universe and or multiverses into one direction.
So they're like
to
proctors.
Fulfill their needs.
They're like the proctors of the universe. They
feed off of that.
They know the standards.
When we're talking about on a grand scheme of things, and let's say there are interdimensional beings.
And there's rankings. Where like you have top dogs, you have smaller dogs, and
so we have a hierarchy,
which leads us into. I'm gonna finish real quick.
Okay.
It leads us into the ancient Sumerian, ancient times when the Anunnaki, the fourth dimensional beings, were telling the three dimensional, the Sumerians, this is what I want you to do. You have to build this pyramid, and this pyramid has to face this direction, which is north. And they gave them that technology. And then they gave them that idea of religion. They said, these are the 10 commandments. You follow by these ancient feelings of the law. This is what the universe is. It's love. You have to find love, thy neighbor. Don't cheat, don't steal, things like that. The basic laws of physics, because that's what mass does to mass. It doesn't cheat. It doesn't steal.
So they taught them balance.
They taught them balance, yin and yang. And it split off into all these religions. And so angels can just be one perceptual religion's idea of what an angel is.
Right.
But I'm not talking the conventional angel.
I know.
I'm talking alien abductions, angel encounters. I'm talking Yeti experiences, because it's all perceived.
Right.
It's a perceived
Vampire.
way of finding the spirit or finding a way towards a direction in their life to then conform to that way. The multiverse will flow like a river. That's all I'm saying.
So I had a horrible car accident. I flipped my car a few times, right? And I literally just walked away like with a seatbelt bruise. So do you think something could have intervened in that?
You could have time lapsed into a different dimension of yourself.
Well, that's what I told Justin. I think I might have told Tay. Like I think I may have died, and I think I may be living in a different,
you're in my perception.
Different reality.
You're sitting here in my perception, because there's a theory that we all create.
Hold on, how could I be sitting in your perception, but you're on my show?
Because of quantum computing. quantum computing through the time continuum. Quantum computing will cause for 2 electrons and 2 protons to actually like intermingle to create one perception through me and you. So right now I'm creating 5 different perceptions on the screen, including the perception around me. So I'm creating thus my universe around me. You guys are creating your perception around you, seeing me within your perception. So
what is that?
It's multiverse.
So much.
We all control our own universe around us. It's what you perceive of me that then creates the outer realm.
I think to an extent we do.
I think
everyone's existence is creating an existence, which is why everything is so jumbled up and so
like a collective consciousness theory.
Every single person. It's just one giant brain, and we're all creating a life.
Well, I believe
everyone else's.
I believe angels are the police of that multiverse. They make sure all of our multiverses go in one direction, to then police to a higher power of them.
I think that we're giving the almighty beings that we're referring to too many humanistic,
omnipotent omnipotent.
Not amenities. Wrong word. Oh shit. Did you know there's a simulation running Earth doesn't have the preceding power to run all creatures at once? Haha. That's bullshit, but it's interesting.
Dante, you just gonna leave your room in it like that? If an angel walks by this thing, I swear to God.
Yo. Well, I seen Stephanie walk by a couple times, so angels have walked past.
Oh.
The painting just
good one,
falls
David.
off.
I watched a movie the other day, and it was explaining like the spectral realm and how the creatures in the spectral realm move, and how they move at such a fast rate that our spectrum, our eyes, and the way things work with light in our spectrum, we can't see them move.
Because our atoms are created to fit one octave of a dimension.
Or one way.
They're at a higher frequency.
Correct.
And so
and
they're created for that frequency.
Glimpses of them. That's why we might get just a glimpse or like something out the corner of our eye, because they're moving so fast that we just get glimpses of them.
That brings me to my next question. Would that then make it actually possible that the Norsemen actually did see a dragon once, and that the Aztecs saw a dragon at one time in their time? Africans, they saw a dragon at one time in their time. That's when the universe aligned.
The Chinese saw dragons.
The same
the Chinese have incorporated dragons into their culture heavier than anybody else.
Our frequency actually intermingled with another frequency at that time. In time, all it is a coordinate in space. It's all dependent where you're at in space that you see something. So the closest one to us actually intermingled, and we actually ended up seeing a dinosaur, or we ended up seeing a dragon, another dimension, a unicorn, a leprechaun, all these other legends. And then all of a sudden,
familiar with Vsauce? You guys know who Vsauce is?
Yeah, I watch Vsauce.
He's got this one episode where he talks about what we're talking about with interdimensions and stuff, and he explains like If you imagine you have 100 points lined up 10 by 10, and you have another 100 points lined up 10 by 10 sitting right next to each other. So you have two groups of 100 points, black points, and you move them over top of each other so that you can only see one set. So you want to get all the points off of, you want to get all the points. I'm not going to be able to explain this shit, but how he was saying it is.
That's why he's better than you.
Yeah, exactly. How he explained it was, no matter how you move those points, no matter how you orient those points over top of each other, there'll never be a point in time where all the points are not on top of each other. Like you can try to move them sideways and like move them sideways just a little bit, but as long as.
But he's not taking into account like gravitational rifts and things like that could throw them off. Like he's not taking that to an account.
Dark matter.
That's what I was saying. Like that, and that's why like occasionally our dimensions cross paths in
without
the same
a doubt.
way.
Yeah.
Dark matter is the density of space that exists.
I mean.
Right.
Yeah.
Like a wormhole or a vortex or a stargate, you know.
Occasionally there's an anomaly that we can't explain, and then it kind of comes in and goes out real quick. It's
like an apparition of a ghost. Like, did they just cross in here real quick? Is this point in time like a weak fabric where where they kind of can blend?
Where the energy was so
higher
high
ratings of visions or sights.
The energy
like what's the place in Arizona where everybody goes in Sonoma, right? Is that what it is? And everybody goes there, and even your dad, Justin, said like he went to a gas station and got a $1 cigar, and he said that was the most phenomenal cigar he's ever smoked. It was just a feeling and the vibe of this place. Did you go with them when they went to Sonoma? And your mom wanted to stay? Like you guys were just supposed to stop for like an hour and like look around, and then your mom was like, "I feel so good here, I want to stay." Like,
is that the place with that valley that has like waves or something coming out of it, and people go there just to get the goodness of the valley or whatever?
Yes.
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's Sonoma. I'm pretty sure it's in Arizona, right?
Yeah. Yeah, sounds right.
So
like if you believe in the string theory, then any kind of wavelength or any kind of vibes or any kind of things you get that's kind of just in the air and ambient, all that stuff goes back down to the string theory. Like
you're creating your own universe. Everything
is connected. Everything has DNA except for inanimate objects. And that should be the fucking red flag that everything is connected. Everything on this has DNA.
That brings me to my next question is technology causing for a rift in time because of the fact that we're all so interconnected in all senses, sight, seeing, hearing, feeling.
I think it's if you don't use it, you lose it type situation. So we're so connected artificially that we're losing connection physically.
Yep.
Right? The natural way that we're supposed to be connected.
I believe that 100%.
So our universes are starting to become farther and farther apart.
So as we connect through technology, we disconnect through person-to-person interactions.
Personally, I think that we have officially stopped our evolution as a human race. Like from us going from monkeys to like standing up straight to the point that we are now where we're technologically advanced, our bodies have no reason to evolve anymore because
I don't know.
We made our surroundings to where we don't have to evolve. I come home to a house that's air conditioned. I lay in a soft mattress. I drive a car. You know what I mean? Like all these things.
We become puppies. We become puppies over time.
It extends my life expectancy. Everything about my life, I've made it as a human being better to extend my life and expectancy. But at the same time,
that's just you though.
It's causing my evolution to stop.
That's just you.
Like those people that live in the rainforest and the Amazons, dude, those people can evolve and adapt to any fucking thing. But you take
jump like 19 feet
for a week and you will lose your fucking mind.
Well, that's like with everybody's so concerned about IQs, right? Oh, IQ this, IQ that, right? Well, you bring that motherfucker from the Amazon to America and give him an IQ test, he's going to fail miserably, right? Well, you take your ass, listen to me. Listen to me.
Send them out in the Amazon.
You take a dude with a 130 IQ, you drop him off in the middle of the fucking Amazon, he's going to fail their IQ test miserably, right?
He's going to die.
So,
no, you take an Amazonian and drop her in the middle of New York City, within a week, they'd be dead. But if you take a person with an IQ of 130 and drop her in the middle of the Amazon, they could probably survive. Inevitably. Or, I can't think, I'm fucking on.
But if we didn't have those high Q people,
they'd be died or dead.
I love haiku people.
If we didn't
They
have
make great poems. Have you ever heard?
Well, fuck you. If we didn't have the high IQ people, we wouldn't have doctors and Wi-Fi and get video games. And
You don't have to have.
we wouldn't be able to talk like this.
I guess you do. Yeah, we kind of do.
You need to have a high IQ for problem solving. And once that problem solved, then people with lower IQs can be taught to use that function. But for initial problem solving, yeah, it does take people with high IQs. And I think that's why higher IQ people are the smaller percentage. If everybody was on the same IQ level, we wouldn't function as a race. You need a hierarchy. You need somebody to solve the problem. You need somebody.
Evolution though, because I don't believe I don't.
You don't think that you think we're still evolving?
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe in a different way, but not like how we normally evolve.
And also, I was listening to something, and they were saying that it's almost impossible for us to evolve anymore. Because so many of us, usually one species, like one contained like thing that's evolving like in like a little amoeba from the ocean, and then like what I'm saying, over years through the same species. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Well,
so many humans, there's so many of us having kids. Everyone can have so many different kids. It's not enough of the same thing to evolve into.
No, what it is we have everything we need to live comfortably. We can go to the grocery store and get food. We have AC and shelter.
In here.
Just listen to me. Just listen to me. So we don't have a need to evolve. Like evolution comes out of need to survive, right?
Right.
So like the polar bear who came out white in the Arctic was a better hunter and got more food, and he bred more, right? That was a survival trait. Well, we don't have the need for survival anymore because everything is given to us. We don't even need jobs, and we can survive.
David,
we can't evolve.
That was actually that was shown to. They did it through a group of baboons. They did a study where they had two different groups of baboons. One group of baboons, they're given a dumpster full of food, enough for like a week. And then in another vat of baboons, they gave them no food, and they let them fight it out and become cannibals over the source of a week. And what they saw in these two different cases were more food equaled a better quality of life, therefore expanded their lifespan, and they became smarter through the generations. And so that showed the evolution of what happened when you're handed things. You become it's a better sense of feeling. That's why certain neighborhoods are quieter than other neighborhoods, because that's the quality of life in that certain area. They're either given or taken from.
So what you're saying is, if I'm given everything, then my evolution is going to be better?
Yeah, pretty
more
much.
Sophisticated.
It's giving you room to actually have creativity over anxiety.
Right, but what happens when that food's taken away? What happens when the power grid shut off?
Then you better hope that you caught or fucking picked up.
I'm no longer the most advanced. The people that are
out West
Virginia in the hills, they become the new superior.
It's all dependent on how the world is operating at the time. So the Dark Ages.
I want to hear what Justin has to say, because I know he's got something on his mind, and I don't want him to say, "Let me talk."
No, I'm just listening to what y'all saying. I mean, I don't know. I feel like you evolve. I feel like humans evolve in ages and stages, and not just a physical evolution.
We may be going into like a spiritual or mental evolution too, though, right?
I mean, I think we're just in the information age right now, as to where
everything. I think, therefore, I am.
We're able to understand shit, because no matter how much Dante is saying that we have it comfortable, I feel, to my knowledge, that I'm able, because since I've obtained so much information on being able to survive in the wild per se, how much I've absorbed through videos and whatnot, I feel like I would be able to last as longer than at least Dante would expect. a regular human at this time.
Want some computing right now. He's teleporting. Oh, shit, he disappeared.
I'm putting him back on hold.
Why don't he just... Oh, I guess that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Is he talking?
Kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. Does that make sense though? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I would be able to go out and literally catch my fish. I would be able to do everything just because the internet or nothing's around. I would still be able to do that. And then I would say people in the 80s wouldn't be able to do that because they hadn't evolved enough to create the technology to learn what I know now. That I'm not able to experience it, but I was able to experience it through being taught through visual. You know what I'm saying? But if you were born in the 80s, you didn't have this information like we are now.
Justin, you're defeating the purpose, dude. Like you're essentially saying exactly what I'm saying. You were taught, you learned all this stuff like these people that were living indigenously have to learn this stuff through trial and error. You don't have to learn it through trial and error. You learn it through.
But hold on, did you hear what I said earlier when I was talking?
I heard that. I was just referring to what you had just said.
Well, I was saying I don't believe that we evolve in a way of like gaining extra extremities or like or physically seeing it within our lifetime or like because it takes millions of years of evolution. But I feel like we evolve as humans through our brain, like through ages, and like what I was saying is that since we're in the like technology age, I believe that we've evolved enough to create this technology to be able to right now, since I never experienced
go to Mars.
Previously, I was able to learn through watching YouTube and stuff like that, and I feel like I would have a better opportunity now to survive in the wild than a person that was born in the 80s. Because
I've watched enough. Like, so at my job, it's the Weather Channel playing 24/7, and after like prime time, like 9 o'clock, and on the weekends they just show survival shows. So we watch these survival shows, and I feel like there's like enough scenarios in there that if I got in one, I could reflect and be like, oh, I need water. I could dig this hole, put the plastic over it, put a rock down, the kind of stuff we'll build. You know, like
people in the 60s, the
right.
50s,
even though I've never done it, like I know the knowledge is in my brain to.
We've evolved intellectually more than a physical need because like Dante said, it's so simple for us now. We already evolved to the part in the industrial age where we created all of these things for us to be able to go to the next age, which is learning now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like that's our evolution, other than a caterpillar.
Spiritually.
Eventually,
but it gives us room for all that spirituality, all that artistic ability, and to be able to reach out and do things in a more productive manner spiritually. That's what we're evolving to become. These weird. What if that's what aliens and grays and shit are the future selves of us that figured out time travel, and that come back to warn us. This is what you're going to become if you continue with this intellectual spirit search.
I will say also, I believe that humans are the wandering, like always like the wandering animals, like everything, like most animals usually have like a purpose per se. You know what I mean?
We're the most curious for sure. Right?
And I feel like that's our purpose of being around, and that's why
therefore I am.
That's why we've gotten to where we are now, because no matter what you learn, no matter what anybody learns, once they figured it out, they're on to the next thing. No one gets stuck on, like, we're always constantly always trying to figure out the next thing. And I feel like
that's a very instinctual trait that goes all the way back to 200,000 years ago. Like you had certain people, they were hunter gatherers, and then you had people that I forgot what they called them, but they were people that moved from place to place. Nomads. Yeah, they moved nomadically. They never stayed in one place for too long.
Malaysia, Asia.
Yeah,
Russians.
And then you had people like the Aztecs who they found a place, they stayed there, and they stayed there for a long time.
City-state. The first city-state where they had police.
Yeah, and that's a trait that goes all the way back to 200,000 years ago. When you say like the wanderers, that's exactly.
And those people
actually
migrated. Those people actually migrated from Asia too, over the Bering Strait from Russia over to Alaska. Then they came all the way down into the Amazon. That was over a course of 10,000 years.
Nothing was going to stop them from doing that. That's what I was saying. I feel like
they were going to go. Like
humans,
there's a land to be discovered, we're going to discover it, right?
Yeah, because a fucking animal will be on the island for fucking eternity. You know,
like, yo, we look out here like, yo, this is nice, but
hold on, let me
what's over there? Like,
or it's either that. Or damn, we've used all the resources in this area, so now we gotta go to another spot. Yeah,
it's like when the Model T car came out at the same exact time. Mercedes came out with their design of an engine in Germany.
Yeah,
and so they both did it at the same time because quantumly we're all connected at a quantum level. And
that's the thing. It is like me and Justin come up with ideas, and then 3-4 months, a year later, he sends me a thing, and it's like, yo, we just talked about that exact same thing. So once that idea is put up into the air and spoken about, I think it's up there for the grabs. It's going to hit somebody's conscience.
Absolutely.
That idea is going to pop into somebody else's
creating the universe.
I'm definitely a believer of the collective consciousness. And I'm pretty sure I don't know anything that I could refer to, but I've heard about experiments have done where they've gathered thousands of people into one area, and they've all thought about the same thing to see if they can manipulate, certain things. So I want to look into that a little more.
Say what now? Can you repeat that, Dave?
So they've done experiments, like collective conscious experiments, where they've gathered thousands of people into one centralized place and had all these people think about the same exact thing to see if they can manipulate whatever they're thinking about. Right?
Did it work?
I don't know. I got to look into it.
Oh, okay.
I watched a video on this experiment similar to that. It was some universities, and they all corresponded with each other, like across it was a global university experiment. Maybe, I don't know how many universities it was or what universities it was, but they had some kind of way, had a system to where it would like monitor the worldwide economic state, I guess. I don't know, but and 9/11, it peaked right before 9/11. It peaked right before Obama got elected.
So they're going off internet chatter. They're like have an algorithm to pick up certain
something like that.
People are posting about and
this thing was like ticking. It was like
it's
red
butterfly
flag
effect
or going crazy right
effect
before all these crazy ass events.
Yeah.
And it's kind of similar to what you were saying.
It's a quantum realm of thinking, because you're creating the universe around you every second in every coordinate in space at one time.
Speaking of that, I think every university is kind of on the same level scientifically. I think they all are pretty on point till you get to like some of the more religious ones. But I think climate change is probably one thing that the universities push the most. And I think they push it a lot because there's a lot of grants and government funding that comes through climate change research. So as long as climate change is a thing, that's money in their pocket, right? That's job security, tenure.
Climate change?
I just discovered, right, that there's an article that's been hidden for over a year now about scientists discovered 91 volcanoes below the Antarctic ice sheet.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Let me share
with animals.
So scientists discovered 91 volcanoes below the Antarctic ice sheet, and they're starting to become more active, right?
Yeah, Yellowstone's supposed to blow.
So when we talk about, they show all these horrific videos of the ice melting, and that's how they're gauging climate change is by the ice sheets that are melting. Well, if these 91 volcanoes are starting to spew some shit out, of course the ice is going to melt, right?
Yeah.
So why is this article not on main? Why is this not on the news?
It's like Pompeii.
Because it doesn't fit the agenda, right? University is never going to back this.
Dave, pull that picture up of the ring. You guys heard about the Ring of Fire?
Nah.
It's here. Let me see if I can pull this shit up real quick.
You can share too. I know what that's in the Pacific, right? The Ring of Fire.
It goes around. It borders the eastern shore of the United States.
California.
The west. Yeah, California down to South America. Now you said there are 91 volcanoes in Antarctica, but what I'm looking at are those 91 volcanoes part of the Ring of Fire that they're just finding? Because
San Andreas Fault.
This map that I'm looking at, it's not actually a ring. It's got a hole at the bottom. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
there's
maybe those 91 volcanoes. The picture you showed, it was kind of like closing a loop a little bit. You know what I mean?
Oh, on the article where it had the red dots.
Yeah, the illustration
that kind of finishes.
Yeah, it looks like a tail
finishes the ring. It finishes.
Yeah, that's what I'm
looks like a tail.
So this may be like a hot spot, from the core of the Earth. Like this is where the most pressure is being released in this ring, and under high pressure, things always make a circular pattern for the most part, right? So that's why we have somewhat of a
right.
Pressure. So I think we might be onto something here. Here on the Daily Vape, folks, we have debunked the climate change theory. Thank you. We break ground here. That's what we do. We don't need experts. We don't need professionals. We just use our noggins and we say, well, that shit makes gotta be true.
And Google.
Anybody else got anything?
This segment is brought to you by Miller Lite.
Yo, I want to get into this. Did y'all see Little Uzi? And talk about everyone's going to hell.
Should I see Little Uzi?
Lil Uzi was at a concert.
I'm gonna show you the
play the audio.
Play the audio? You want me to show them the video?
No, just play the audio. We're a little safer with audio than we are the video.
Why is that?
IP.
No, everything's okay. Oh shit! You know what? Maybe
trademark.
Nah, but it's already on. It's already on the. It's
a fair share policy.
Unless Uzi posted on his personal Instagram, that makes it fair use. If he posted it, then we can play his Instagram post. Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Yep. Without a doubt.
Yes, he did.
Because that's him sharing this publicly. So
okay. And it's weird because I was getting into I don't really believe in God or the devil or anything, but like it definitely. I wonder why they choose God and the devil to play with you, like the Illuminati playing with those forces to control the world, if that makes sense.
Because it's a personified person, right? Humans need something to personify. So if they use God and the devil, it's something they can see, envision in their head, and I think that's why they use those figures. Just my thought.
All right, this is his actual. Oh no, this isn't it, but
porn.
It's
Lil Uzi. It's the one Lil Uzi follows the devil ?
If you say his name fast, it sounds like Lucifer.
Everybody start screaming and saying, "Oh, like I told y'all earlier, you motherfuckers enter the rapture, and if ain't nobody flying up to heaven right now, obviously all y'all motherfuckers going to hell, right with me. So let's get it." Oh, you already here. I'm so sorry. You can't get out. You're stuck. It's over. You heard the song a million times, and you didn't even know. That's up, but I still love you anyway.
Good singer.
Hold on. Let me explain something real quick.
It's poetry, man. It's beautiful. I think.
Start screaming and saying, "Oh, like I told y'all earlier, you motherfuckers."
All right, that's the loop.
Yeah. So
it's
how do you like?
It's super poetic. Cool. It's super poetic, but like I said, I think at this point in time, somebody like him is just a marketing scheme, right?
Definitely.
I think he's playing into the hip hop culture Illuminati thing too hard, right?
Yeah.
He's not on Jay-Z's level where he's that influential, right? So,
but it's worked. Jay-Z got us to the point where this is what I was explaining earlier to you. Like I slowly found myself not like so deep into it, but like just because I enjoy that type of music so much that I found myself getting into.
That's like a reggae
talk
pop,
about like
a new
the
reggae pop.
The drugs, you know what I mean? Like death, all that shit. Like it was like I could feel it like eating away in my brain. You know what I mean?
Really?
And like that's what I was saying, like about the whole Illuminati. Like I don't believe in the devil and God, but like they're definitely pushing something to kill off a lot of the blacks and youth. And like now I can see. I feel like I could see it. You know what I mean?
Because they're not
Like,
teaching new history.
He's blatantly doing this, and he's blatantly having a following. And most of these people are only talking about killing and drugs.
All through innuendo of like all the ads and what you're sold every day, what Hollywood sells, what the movies are about.
Right. We know advertisement works, right? That's why we have commercials, because the shit works.
The smartest.
Who is he advertising for? That's the question.
Brainwashing.
Yeah.
And it's the youth. They're not brainwashing grown adults. They're brainwashing 15.
I grew up in
grown adults. We brush that shit off. Like, we're not falling for that shit.
Like back in the day, it was like LL Cool J and fucking Elvis and shit. And they had the culture, but none of those motherfuckers were on this shit, man.
And then they just kept evolving.
You had 80s. You had 80s metal bands like
they were
Megadeth and these guys. Man, these guys were talking about some crazy shit.
Not like in the mainstream.
They're
like that kind of death metal shit. That kind of death metal shit's always been in the background.
The Beatles were one of the biggest people. The ones that had some of the biggest signs, the occult signs and everything.
Well, you know that Paul McCartney is not Paul McCartney, right?
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
I saw, my boy was over here last night and we was drinking and he put me onto it and I was like, he showed me the pictures side by side. So, supposedly Paul McCartney was a decent bassist at best, right? And then all of a sudden, the new Paul McCartney comes, and they have the Sgt. Pepper's album drops. You remember the Beatles went from like the pop to like, okay, we're drugged out, fucking making crazy, symbolic music, you know. Zeus probably knows. Because Zeus knows this shit. But another thing that he put me onto was like that Led Zeppelin had stolen the majority of their material. They rewrote from blues songs and folk songs. And you heard about this, Zeus?
You're kidding me. What the fuck? He was like, yes, my client did have a D1 in 2003, but that was a long time ago. And he was like, all right.
Hey, Zeus, how you doing today?
You have to give me 4 years in prison.
Jesus, man. Hey, what's up, y'all?
What's going on?
Buddy.
Is this working all right?
Yeah, welcome to the show. This is the Daily Hangover.
What's up? I'm here with
what are you doing here, and how did you get this room code?
I'm a hacker, so.
Okay. Well,
just kidding. I'm not admitting that's for legally. Nope.
That's what I do.
I'm just kidding.
You're going to jail now.
It's my thing, you know. Hey,
you're going to jail.
Fucked up now. He uppercut the shit out that bitch.
You're going to jail now. We need somebody on. I think I'm gonna take it upon myself to start being the person who can like look up the info real fast. You know how there always has somebody on the side doing the.
Yeah.
You be the young Jamie of the podcast. Thank you.
Yeah, they could pop it up real fast, bring it down.
I like it.
Yeah, you do pop it up real fast. It comes down just as fast. So
real fast, like I get compliments and
2.5 seconds.
Holy shit, Dante!
He's the AV technician.
Huh?
You're
I'm
not
out the closet, bro. I'm out the closet.
Whoa! Look at this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Not gay no more.
He listened to all 34 episodes of R. Kelly's soundtrack, and he finally made it out. He finally made it out.
I'm out of the closet.
I love women. I love women.
A bunch of trail mix.
Fucking a midget.
that bitch is fucking a midget.
On a fire hydrant.
That's crazy.
Hey, so Zach, I don't know how much you know about this, but I was just talking about the Led Zeppelin conspiracy. I don't think it's conspiracy because I've seen the YouTube videos, and how the majority of their tracks were stolen.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, just like Motown, man.
They took a bunch of blues songs and they took a bunch of folk songs and they just redid them. There was no original.
Oh, their music. Yeah.
Out of Led Zeppelin, there was no original content.
I heard that recently.
His name was Dan Packard or something. Dan something or other. It was a different guy. He was a Motown blues.
Yeah.
And they took it all from him.
Yeah, I watched his YouTube video. Just type it in like Led Zeppelin steals music or something like that, and
look up.
It's like, and the fucked up thing is they took it word for word, like literally word for word.
Listen here, you can, dude. There's a Wikipedia page on it. You can go. It says, all right. Listen here. It says, in their career, the British rock band Led Zeppelin recorded many songs that consisted in whole or part of pre-existing songs, melodies, and lyrics. They sometimes credited those sources, sometimes not. The band has been sued a number of times over arbitration, some cases having concluded, with others being awarded writing credit for the song in question.
Sound it out.
There is a partial list of songs that contributed to or inspired Led Zeppelin. Or covers.
This is embarrassing.
So like they literally did take songs and then just make it their own, and then they didn't even credit some of them. And there's a Wikipedia page on it.
We can fly twice as high.
How is Wikipedia?
No, Chief.
Reading Dante.
The podcast that you told me to listen to.
What happened?
The podcast you told me to listen to.
Yeah.
They talked about Led Zeppelin actually doing exactly what they're saying.
Yeah, what they just said. Yeah, they was like, yeah.
Okay. I didn't. I assumed you heard that, but that's how I just heard a couple of days ago, listening to this other podcast. So like, I actually had I had no idea.
It's the farm. It's the conspiracy. Is it a conspiracy farm? Well, tinfoil hat.
Hey, what does that tab say?
These are all the songs.
It was tinfoil. It was. I'll credit this. It was tinfoil hats on the episode for Triple X Tentacion.
Yeah.
Is it Tentacion? What is it?
Tentacion.
Yeah.
Hey, Dante, is that Backdoor Sluts 3 on that tab over there?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Hey,
those chicks.
He came out of the closet and went straight. Who would have known?
Came out straight.
He was delivered.
You see that video of that guy being the delivered guy with his girl, and they're just like all barely kissing the whole video?
Oh yeah. The second video proved that he was straight.
Oh my God. It was disgusting.
Y'all got this bag of nuts, right?
You would.
Look how big this bag is, right?
$1.99 for all those pistachios? Oh my God.
I only had 3. What's all this bag for?
Advertising, so you know it's $2.
$2. Pistachios are expensive, bro.
This part of the bag, we're not going to show you that there's no pistachios.
Well, you could have went to the grocery store and got that black and green bag of pistachios that's really filled to the top for $6. And you would have had 3 times as many pistachios. You're trying to be cheap, but you sound yourself short. Buy in bulk, baby.
Yeah, buy in bulk, baby.
That being said, this podcast is brought to you by Costco. Thank you.
Thank you, Costco. Dudes, I want to talk about something.
Hey, Tay, can I go pee and then
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So
it's permission now? No.
Hey, no, Justin.
No.
Justin, hold it down. Thank you.
I got you.
Should
we wait for him to come back before you
just keep talking about stuff?
Well, I was talking about Lil Uzi telling everyone they're going to hell.
Yeah, that was hilarious to me.
Yeah. I feel like everyone's taking it lightly, but like, isn't that a problem?
No, I feel like everyone's not taking it lightly.
I feel like it's only not a problem because we don't believe in nothing. But like, do you think that we've gotten sucked into? I don't know. I feel like it's just so. I feel like it's so much underlying in it that like it could either just be bullshit, or he could really be a part of the elitist plan to brainwash us, and we're just all doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
Is it just like who cares?
Like
Dante and
society doesn't care, or they do care. I don't know.
Well, I'll put it this way: not everybody cares.
Yeah.
Huh?
Not there's a lot of people that don't give a shit. You know.
So for anyone who doesn't know, this is also for James and the 3 people that are going to listen to this. Lil Uzi Vert went on stage and was telling his fans that he's going to hell, and all of them are going to hell with him on stage or whatever.
We had almost 40 views last time. Thank you.
Oh, hey, the 40 people. What up?
Yeah, I played them in the video
on stage,
but everyone was underwhelmed.
And that was an unpromoted 40 views. Thank you.
Sweet. Dude, we gotta stay on that volcano thing with the Ring of Fire shit, because
yeah, we gotta. All right, so let's go, Tay.
But all right, so look, I think something that doesn't get talked about a lot, and I don't know why it doesn't, but it's a fucking serious ass problem.
Global warming.
I thought about it when you were holding that bag up, and you just talked about how you got like all like I don't know 30 pistachios, and like 65% of that is just air and plastic.
Yeah. Where's my nuts?
We have a mass in the Pacific Ocean the size of Texas that's just trash.
You say it's trash, I say it's opportunity. We need a big ass boat.
What are we gonna do? Have you ever seen those animated movies by Disney or whatever? And it's the people aren't living on the planet anymore. They're like living in an elevated society.
Wally.
And they just dump all their trash on the planet.
Yeah.
That's what we're headed to, I believe, because we have nowhere to put our trash.
I don't think so. I think humans are amazing problem solvers, and when an issue gets to the point,
we have Elon Musk. All right.
Number one, what was it? Seattle? Somebody just banned plastic straws. That shit's gonna catch on. We don't need plastic straws. Like Starbucks is no longer having plastic straws in their establishments. They created straw cups. So
they created straw cups?
Yeah, Starbucks will no longer have straws. All that.
So wait, they created a cup with a straw in it?
No, it's a sippy cup.
Sippy cup.
It's just a sippy cup.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say that kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah. So
Hey Dante, can I say something though to what you were just talking about?
Yeah, man.
That sounds dumb, but also like I really don't think is at all dumb. If you could get that trash and just dump it into volcanoes, why dump the trash into volcanoes? Why not?
That's a good fucking idea, dude.
Scientifically, I'm too dumb to know if that would fucking
happen. So
but if it's gonna make everything evaporate,
we need a boat
fucking up the atmosphere
and a helicopter, bro. We'll solve the problem
every day. I don't think we're too concerned about the atmosphere as we should be anyway. If we're worried about that fact, scientific.
That lava is incinerated. It probably wouldn't even touch the ozone.
It would just mold into whatever the molten is.
The vapors from burning it.
Would you rather burn it to the area or let that volcano blow?
The vapors the volcano puts out are just as bad. Shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the volcano's just as dangerous.
You have a pit that destroys everything in its path, and you're not putting all your garbage in it?
It would just be incorporated into the new land. Dude, okay. You heard it here first. Okay. Ocean trash rescue.
This is a third on Daily Hangover.
That's what we doing, man. We break ground here, okay?
So we solved 2 economic problems. The Ring of Fire. We closed the Ring of Fire with the 91 volcanoes in the Antarctic.
Done.
And we just solved the trash problem. Just dump that shit in the fucking volcano.
Now, who's got money for helicopters to scoop this out of the ocean?
Man, we get loans. We get loans. Okay.
We get Mark Cuban.
Hell yeah.
There's so many trillions and whatever number I don't know.
And Mr. Mountain
debt. We scoop it up on a boat. We got a boat that can land a chopper on it. We fucking we pull the boat close. We chop the trash in. And we just make runs back and forth.
Yes.
And
we buy big ass decommissioned tanker from the United States government.
Right.
And we fucking float that bitch out there and have like a trash scooper.
Who's with us?
Like an old aircraft carrier, so we can land multiple helicopters on it.
Justin, your job is to start the GoFundMe.
Gotcha.
For our project. And
dude, it's going down, bro.
It's going down. I drive the boat. Tay, you got to get your helicopter pilot license.
Fucking
Coop, are you in on this? Look at the one on Antarctica right there by the shelf. Look, zoom out. Bam. Why are the ice caps melting?
Oh, right here?
They got volcanoes there.
Zareba.
So why are the ice caps melting? That was global warming. No, motherfucker, there's volcanoes on Antarctica.
Dude,
get it, Earth.
Go back to that picture. Go back to that picture. Go back to that picture. Go down to Antarctica. You see the
That's
go
the
back.
ring.
Yes, it closes it.
It
Go back
closes the
over.
ring, bro.
Go back over.
Zoom in.
Dude, to the
There
left.
it is.
And then see where it goes south South Africa. Down at the bottom is where the fucking volcanoes are.
Right here.
Go to the left. Left, all the way to the end. That's the last volcano. And then right there where Antarctica is, that's where all the volcanoes are.
That completes the circle.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Where's the circle?
I'll show you in a second.
I'll go back to my article. Hold on one.
Talking about like right here. This is the opening that they was talking about. And then it goes this way.
Yeah.
And back around.
Back over to like Asia and shit.
Towards Asia. See where the little tail is? Zoom over.
Right.
No, zoom out, and zoom over.
Tail right here. Right?
Yeah, there's volcanoes on the tip of that tail. And they go west.
Crazy shit out here, man.
Volcano eruptions may not reach the surface, but could melt the ice from beneath and drastically destabilize it.
Damn.
Yeah, I was telling them, Zach, I found an article. I'll share it with Zach real quick.
Hold on 1 second. Did you
Where's
guys?
Zach
I wasn't looking. I didn't see if you guys have figured it out. Just look at this real quick for me. Oh, somebody else's screen sharing. Okay. All right, look at this real quick. Look at this.
They found 91 volcanoes underneath the Arctic ice shelf. And there's multiple active ones.
Can you guys see this? This right here?
There we go. There they are.
All right, so up here, over here is like South America, and then off of my screen is North America, and this is Antarctica, and this is Asia, and this is the Ring of Fire, dude. We fucking figured it out. This is it.
That's it. We have a complete circle.
Yep, that's that little tail.
But you notice how they'll never show you these Antarctic volcanoes because it goes against their climate change theory. You understand what I'm saying now?
Yeah.
It's more to this shit, bro. It's more to this shit.
But isn't it still a problem?
Is it?
There's a problem with the ice caps mountain, right?
Can you breathe just fine?
Look at this. Check this out. People are crazy if the ice caps melt and the water will rise slightly.
Oh yeah, water rises.
Think about water in a cup. If you fill the water, if you put ice in a glass and fill it all the way up with water, if the ice melts, the water doesn't overflow out of the glass.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the ice displaces as much water as it displaces water. That's exactly what it does.
As it melts, the water actually goes down, like in a glass of water.
Well, no, not exactly.
Because there's air trapped in the ice. Because there's air trapped in the ice.
Well, that and the ice cubes are somewhat floating above the.
It's not a lot, but your water level actually decrease a little bit once the ice melts.
But didn't Neil deGrasse Tyson?
I don't know about that, but maybe.
Because there's air in the ice. Air takes up space of the ice. Once it melts, the air gets released and it contracts.
That's true. Yes.
I know it's true. I said it. Here on the Daily Vape, we break ground.
The Daily Vape or the Daily Hangover? Are you just the Daily Vape?
Have I been saying the Daily Vape?
Are you the only Daily Vape? Davey Lee, the Daily Vapor?
Here on the Daily Vape, the FDA is systematically coming down on vape because we are not giving the money to the government like big tobacco is. Thank you.
Are they really?
Is that true?
Oh, it's definitely true, yeah.
What are they doing?
So tobacco took the biggest loss. They finally, for the first time in history, they took a loss last year.
Good.
Due to vaping. So now, all of a sudden, the FDA has this major concern on vaping, and they're going after Juul. And they shook Juul down for like $38 million. Juul had to pay the government $38 million. And like, give us the $38 million. And then, Juul is making tons of money, dude. I mean, this is
That's because they're targeting the children just like big tobacco.
They're not really.
But no, they're. I don't think they
Kids are gonna smoke. Kids are gonna vape. Kids are gonna do whatever they think is cool.
Me as an adult, I still want flavors. If you can give me fucking flavors, I don't just want to smoke. I don't just want to smoke tobacco flavor, and I can have an electronic.
It's been a huge problem in high schools.
But that's not. It was smoking cigarettes has been a thing in high school.
Right. I started smoking when I was like 12.
Like, you know how many people I knew that was smoking cigarettes in high school?
All of them?
Yeah.
Well, not all of them, but most of them.
A lot.
At high school, all we had to do was go off of school property to the railroad tracks and go there and smoke. Like, I couldn't do nothing
So
about
I don't believe that they're targeting that, but I just saw a commercial telling people to not smoke Juuls from Juul. Like they were like, don't smoke.
That was part of the agreement with the government. They had to come out with the advertising. Yeah, they had to come out with
what?
They had to come out with an advertising, an anti-vaping advertisement, and they had to pay them like $38 million.
Yeah,
wow,
crazy.
Shakedown, bro. The government's the biggest gangsters around.
Thanks, Trump.
And then they didn't have to work for it.
But Trump's supposed to be the big deregulator. How you supposed to be the big deregulator, and now we're
because Juul doesn't have a Diet Coke flavor, all right?
That shit would be delicious.
I prefer Diet Pepsi, thank you.
You like
I got to get a mic.
Dude, I have
Your
one.
mic
I was
sounds
just
good.
telling Dave earlier I have one, but I don't have the cord. I got to get the cord this weekend.
Hey, Rock, what you doing up there, man?
Jam sesh.
I should grab my guitar right
Hey,
now.
you need to get with Zeus, dude, because Zeus is a great musician also.
I might.
Hey, he's a good musician. Hey, but
You guys want to start a go-go band that only does Beatles covers?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You guys are crying.
it's too fast.
Oh, shit.
Pocket. You gotta stay in that pocket.
All you need is love. She'll be fire, bro.
Hey.
Fire.
Okay, so topic.
Yeah.
I think that my wife is a teacher, and they don't make a lot of money.
You think that she is, or she is a teacher?
No. I kind of knitted some sentences there.
Do you think she's a teacher?
I was gonna say something, and then I had to pretend.
I'm a dick. Continue.
Did she have warm pickles? Did she have warm pickles? Spiced pickles?
Hot pickles.
No, kids don't like that
Hot
shit.
pickles.
Kids don't like that shit. She got crafts. She got arts and crafts and shit.
Yeah.
Crabs? Arts and crabs?
Amazon crabs.
Yeah.
Arches and crabs.
Arches
Blue
and
ones.
crabs.
Blue ones.
Oh my God, Dante, go ahead. We just fucked
Blaze.
up.
We're almost out of fucking blue crabs. We probably have.
No, you guys regenerate. I thought the population was good because they put the restrictions on them.
Yeah.
It's coming back.
Oh, is that okay?
Mhm.
Good.
So shut your ass up. Thank you. Go ahead, Tay.
We got blue crabs in Florida. You can get those all day.
You
I
can
got
put a
crabs
fucking
in
piece
Vegas,
of meat
but
on a chicken right here in the
Frozen.
St. John's River and pull a fucking crab out.
Yep, it's easy peasy. Anyway, all right. So back to the teachers.
Oh.
So my wife is a teacher, and they don't make a whole lot of money, but I think that that's a good thing because it keeps the teachers humble, and it makes sure that people aren't just becoming teachers and then just teaching kids just because they get a six-figure salary.
Right.
You know what I mean? Anybody that is a teacher that's teaching kids is doing it because they love kids and they want to help.
I don't know. I had some fucking shitty teachers on that shitty salary.
No, there's always going to be shitty people, especially just because it's a low-paid salary. Hold up.
Let him finish and let Zeus go. All right, go ahead.
So you can get pretty much any kind of college degree in any category and graduate, and you can become a teacher, and you can teach pretty much any subject, anything. You can teach math, you can teach English, anything you're good at. Doesn't matter what kind of degree you have. So I forgot why I had brought that up, but I think that was my point. I think that the low pay keeps the teachers humble, and it makes sure that anybody that's doing it is doing it because they want to.
I don't think.
Go,
that,
Zeus. Thank you.
I forgot. My bad.
I think there's partial truth to that, but I think it still should be more. I don't think it should be 6 figures, but at least like 75 maybe, where you can really be comfortable, like and like do
70, 75, depending on the cost of living in that area.
If you're a teacher long enough, you can make $75,000.
You got to get a master's, no doubt.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Justin. Then I'm gonna say what I gotta say.
What makes the difference between a teacher wanting to do her job or make her humble because of the pay than a doctor?
Say what?
Anybody would just become a doctor.
Well, becoming a doctor takes a lot more studies and a lot more money and a lot more college debt. It takes almost or up to or more 12 years of college. So
but don't you think they should do the same?
That takes a whole different kind of person, I believe.
I feel like the whole system's screwed that way. Because don't you think they should do the same thing for teachers? Like anybody shouldn't be able to just become a teacher.
They don't even drug test you to become a teacher.
Well, they drug test you.
But some schools do. Some schools
don't. I'm telling you, they don't.
Hey, yo, Rock, cut the beat. Cut the beat. I got something to say. I'm about to go acapella on this bitch.
Oh, shit.
There was such a thing in this world at one time when America was great.
Oh, shit.
Well, there was a thing called public service jobs where it wasn't about the money you made. It was about your contribution to the community. Okay? And that's what teachers do, right? They take a lower pay because they do something they love to do. And yes, I do think they should probably make $60,000 to $80,000 a year, depending on the cost of living in that area. I think they need more money. I appreciate what they do, and it's a shitty job, and I would never want to do it. But the real focus is when we talk about public service jobs, is why the politicians are out here making $180,000 a year in their pocket plus, and the majority of them are already millionaires. That's not public service, right? So we need to put the politicians on the same pay scale as the teachers, and then you'll see the teachers' pay salary increase, one, or the politicians' pay decrease, two, and we'll get some real people in there that want to make a change. When people do it not for the money, then they have the interest of the people at heart, and they'll do.
That's not what we living in right now. We living in a
That's
world.
Very optimistic.
We're living in a world where money does rule things, and if that's what we need, I feel like paying teachers would make them do better. I feel like the reason teachers aren't getting this paid, but
it's an illusion. It's an illusion, though. Like money is an illusion. Happiness from money is illusion. Like there's a level of comfortableness.
Happiness don't pay my bills. I need money. And believe me, I would go to school and learn more if teaching had better pay. I feel like that's the same way for a lot of people. Like that would be an option. It wouldn't just be like, unless I'm passionate, I'm not going to.
It's like, I'm going to school to be a teacher. Like, oh, for real?
The more teachers, the better. And if you're going to
all that school to be a teacher, like,
I don't feel like anybody would just do it just to be a teacher. I feel like becoming a teacher takes a person that can be a teacher in the first place. So anybody
without a doubt, but that keeps the non-teachers, that keeps the people that aren't natural teachers from going in there just because it's a solid paycheck, right? That's like what happened with police officers. When police officers started getting paid $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year, you got these people that didn't do good in college, they flunked out of college, or they got kicked out of the military, and they go become cops. It's people that didn't want to really police the community in the right way. It was like a paycheck for them, right?
Right.
And those people don't do as good of a job as the people that do it out of their heart, the people that want to do it, because those are public service jobs. It's a public service. It's not a reward. It's not free capitalism. You're getting paid by tax money, right? So it's not free enterprise.
Hey, let me go after you.
Teaching is not free enterprise. You understand? There's a difference.
Yeah.
If you want to start your own school, a private school, you're free enterprise. You can hire whoever the fuck you want to hire and pay them whatever you want. But police officers, politicians, firefighters, those are public service jobs.
I think that I agree with you, Dave. And I think that I think that instead of being rewarded monetarily, I think that public service jobs should be rewarded with incentives like I don't know, like discounts or like
They should
teacher.
have free insurance, right?
Yeah. Oh, and
Without a
speaking of
doubt.
insurance, Steps Insurance is the best insurance like you can possibly get. Like if we were paying for this insurance for our whole family of 4, it'd be like almost $700 to $800 a month.
Yeah.
But we don't have to pay that but we pay like maybe a quarter of that.
Yeah, like maybe $250, $300.
So I mean, if you just add that to her salary, that's another what?
That's an incentive.
$25,000 a year.
You can get a side job during the summer. That's an incentive.
Yeah, she gets paid throughout the summer, and she does summer school, so she gets double pay.
Right.
It's got a lot of other incentives other than just everybody talks about how they don't get paid enough or they didn't get paid more. But there's other.
They definitely need to get paid more though because the problem is their salary increases haven't kept up with the averages, right? And that's what they're pissed about. Right. Like, I work for the railroad. Our salary increases, our cost of living, it goes up. You know what I mean? It keeps up with the economy. Teachers haven't. They've gone by the wayside.
It's a little slower, but it's a little slower.
But the thing is, like, at what point in time did you think the government wanted us to be educated in the first place? So why are they going to dump money into a system to give them more tools and better teachers to teach us things that they don't want us to know, right? That's why the curriculum is mandated by the government. They've incorporated the Common Core across the entire nation, which is a government.
Zach, I think Zach wanted to say something to you.
I'm sorry, Zach. I got off.
Oh no, you're good.
Tangent there.
Well, no, you're straight. But back to when you were talking, there's a similar issue as far as pay. Like, I don't know if y'all have seen with like the WNBA players complaining that they're not making what the NBA players are making. It's because the money is not there. Now this is government and the money can be there, so that part is different. But like if teachers were to get paid a lot more, there would be people doing it somewhat more so for the money. But I think what it would help is a lot of people that are too scared to take that leap, that love teaching and it is their passion.
Right.
That increase might get them be able to do that. And because it's not the WNBA, because it's not based on how many viewers and how many people buy jerseys and how many XYZ, it's based on the government shifting, or not government, but it's based on, it's based on, like what you said, it's a public service.
Hold on, can I? Oh, my bad, go ahead.
Chief.
I got something after you.
No, go ahead, man. That was pretty much it anyway.
That was a good point, Zach.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think we're all just focusing on like a certain demographic of teachers as well. Because I feel like there are like people, because there's proof that there's better teaching in private schools and there's better teachers in private schools depending on which area you're in. Like you could take, I don't really know schools like in particular, but you know what I mean? In a great neighborhood, in a great neighborhood in Hollywood, in a great neighborhood in Hollywood compared to Gwen Park or something like that. Like, and then the teachers have to be at a certain level to get hired there to teach to get to that pay.
That's private industry, like I said, yes.
But that's a total different entity, dude. That's like a private school is totally industry. It's totally different from elementary school, and you kind of can't compare the two because you can make a private school and set any kind of standards you want, high or low.
Well, no. I was just using a private school as an example, but I believe there's still the same standards in public schools in a better area compared to public schools in a bad area.
If you look at the statistics, private high schools send 95 to 98% of their graduates to college.
And hold on, and it's not a different thing because
public school is probably somewhere around.
But we're talking about teachers. And if you want that higher pay, you need to become a better teacher and teach at a university or you teach at a private school. You have the opportunity to get the money.
I went to private school. They did not.
I agree with you, Justin. I agree with you.
But hold on. But if you choose that you want to teach and be a public service person and teach a public school in a bad neighborhood where that community doesn't have enough money to pay your teacher's salary that you want, I'm not putting it all on that person, but that's where you end up doing it. But if you're able to teach in Florida somewhere where it's an all-white neighborhood, a community, or like say like I don't know if Miami or someone's a good place to put it, Fort Lauderdale or some shit, where they're able to have a public school, and it's a great public school, and the community's able to pay the teachers a good salary. You know what I mean? I feel like it's a difference between Brandywine and a difference between Fort Lauderdale.
And that's a problem, though, right?
No,
that's a problem.
Absolutely. That's part of the whole redlining thing.
That's
that's definitely a problem. I was just going off of the whole teachers get paid differently. I think teachers should get paid a whole lot more, and I feel like it would be a whole lot better for everybody if that happened.
I think so too.
But I do, to hit one thing that he said, that is definitely a thing, is that low pay does keep them humble, and that weeds out the people that do want to do it. You know what I mean? That do want to help, because they wouldn't I don't do it. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to do it for the pay that they can.
There's some bad apples. Just like there's bad apples in the police and fire department.
That's what I'm saying. I went to private.
But it's only a certain amount.
The majority of teachers that I know, and like I'm at the age now where like some of the people I went to high school with are now teachers.
Yeah, I have a lot of teacher friends.
And they love their job. They love the students. They're proud of what they do. They walk around with that title with pride.
Mm-hmm.
And it is an amazing thing. Like, it's amazing. So, yes, do they need to make $35,000, $40,000 a year? No. That is a ridiculous salary.
$100,000.
Do they need to make 70?
I say 60 to 70.
75.
Why? Why do you not think they don't deserve more?
Because it's still when you're getting into 6 digits, you're getting into what David was kind of saying, that too many people would start doing it for just the money.
$100,000 a year job.
I think if it's a significantly better than like a regular $30,000 or $40,000 or even $50,000 salary, if you're getting 75 and up or so, depending on.
But there are jobs out here that pay a shitload of money to do it.
Right, but Justin, you have to understand this too. Like the tax money is a pool, right? And money gets divvied out into other things. So you still have to find a balance, right? Yes, we need to pay the teachers more, but we also need potholes filled on the roads.
But they're already not filling our
We
potholes.
also need traffic lights.
My car's fucked up from potholes.
Like, you understand?
Right, no,
there's still other, like, you can't stretch it too far. So yeah, does everybody that works hard deserve $100,000 a year? Yes. But are there levels to professions?
No.
Like I said, you can have any degree. You can, as long as you graduate with the degree, you can become a teacher.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Facts.
So it's already easy as fuck to become a teacher.
Not easy. You
have to go to a 4-year college and get a degree.
You can get a business degree and be a math teacher. Or you can have a English degree and be a physical education teacher.
Right.
Yeah, but it depends on the level of teacher you're going to be.
It just depends on your degree.
No, you can't just go somewhere and be like, yo, I got the degree, give me the job. They still have to interview you.
You can have a master's
They're in
degree.
demand for teachers.
You can have a master's degree in childhood development and go to an elementary school and they will pay you $30,000 a year, dude.
You still have to know what you're talking about. You can't just have a degree and be like, yo, give me this job.
No, you don't. What do you mean? There's people that are 22 years old who just got out of college who don't know what they're talking about that become teachers because it's still an entry-level position.
Right.
Not true. You mean like teacher assistant?
No, how are you going to teach people for the first time if you've never done it before? There's entry-level teachers.
Not get interviewed to be a teacher. What are you saying right now?
Of course they're going to interview you, but I'm saying
you have to be
in such high demand.
But you have to give some kind of, like, you have to show that you can be a teacher. That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all are making it seem like just because it's a high-level paying job or because it's a low-level paying job, like, you still have to prove you're a teacher to become a teacher.
Yes, of course.
So that's already weeding out, like,
right. Most people who are teachers go to school and study education, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's wrong with everyone seeing that it's a high paying job now and then wanting to become a teacher? Because if you have to get challenged to become a teacher anyway,
because it's a public position. It's a tax paid position.
Right.
So
no, I understand. I understand what you're saying. And just to go back on that point, you just said that the government is already just wasting and blowing money anyway on themselves. So we do have the money to pay them.
Well,
so
no,
that's not an issue.
You know what's gonna happen? Because I've actually dated 2 people for years at a time that were becoming teachers.
Oh shit.
You'll
Where they at?
You'll get weeded out by the people. The people who have just degrees in something will get weeded out by the people who actually go to school to become a teacher, because you do internships and you actually go in and sub and you actually get a class and then you
prove that you could be.
You get ran off. Your peers will run you off. Yeah.
I know multiple people that I'm very close with that have tried to become police officers, and the people who get in don't necessarily test better, but because they have an associate's in criminal justice or something, they will beat the people who physically test better and on the test, the written test better. Mm-hmm. People will get beaten with worse scores because of having that degree. So, Justin, what you're saying is right, but Dante, you are also right. You can become a teacher, but you're more likely to get someone who's already went to school specifically to become a teacher, like Justin is saying.
Right.
And I don't believe that there would be teachers that we already established teachers care about their job, most of them. I don't think another teacher would just level up somebody just because they need that job or something like that. They would be like, yo, no, I'm not just going to say you're good at teaching to teach this class, and I know that you're not good at teaching this class. Like,
dude, Stephanie's school last year had 2 teachers just not come back to class the next day. They just didn't come to work anymore.
Okay. Just one time?
So that just goes to show, like, how the scumbags...
That's one time. What are you talking about?
But the point is, like, at a doctor's office, that's not going to happen.
Right, exactly.
Because it's a public service job, because there is a revolving door in that position. That's what I'm saying. Like, both of you guys are definitely... We're
definitely... Yeah, I understand what you're saying. But I don't know. I find it weird that... I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I'm so high too, so I can't really say.
This podcast.
I don't care that you don't know.
I know.
I don't see teachers. Do you see teachers?
I was answering my about to be question in my head before I asked it. So I was just like,
I don't know, Justin. Do you got questions? I ain't heard no questions.
I'm talking to myself here. I'm over here talking to myself.
What's 2 plus 2? Who's talking to myself over
here? Hey, do you guys remember when? Hey, it might reach home to you, Rock, because there was the ranchers in Oregon who took up arms against the government, and they took over the what are those people called that monitor the woods and shit?
The forest rangers.
They took over that ranger station.
The forest rangers, yeah.
Because the government was coming to try to seize
their weapons,
their property. Well, it started out with the property, right? Because they had cows that were grazing on government land, and they were leasing it, and they were paying the government. All this shit went down, and so they took up arms against the government because the government was trying to move their government easement onto their land. They said, no, like, this is our land. And the government's like, not no more. It's kind of ours now. And so they took up arms. They took up the ranger station. It was a father, a son, and like a group of like 13 or 14 guys. And they held the fence up. It was about to be Waco times 2. So they ended up giving up, and they put these guys in jail for standing up for what is essentially like theirs, right? They were standing up for their rights. And they were in jail. So
on stolen land, by the way. Just everyone remember that.
But Trump just pardoned. Trump just pardoned all those guys. They're all out now. He pardoned them.
Really?
I think was the right thing to do. Yeah. They were just trying to defend their land.
He pardoned himself. He's pardoning everybody, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Pardon me.
Pardon me, ma'am.
Use my hand.
Is there one person who got pardoned that you disagree with?
I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even know enough about that to really comment. So I'm not even gonna fake that I do know.
But when somebody does something good, you gotta acknowledge it, even if you don't like them, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like when somebody does something good, I judge people on actions, individual actions. And when somebody needs credit, I'll give them credit. When they're fucking up, I'll tell them they're fucking up. But I think that was a good thing that happened. And that's all I got to say about that.
That's cool. I agree with you. I think that is good.
I just know zero about politics. So.
Yeah, not enough. Like, somewhat.
I feel like a lot of people have a lot of opinions about people that they don't know.
Hold on. I would like to
I know their views. I'm just talking about in general.
ECMO, this guy just made me aware
What up,
that there's a politic named Dick Dickerson. Politician's the word. He said politic. We're going to roll with it. Not your father's root beer.
Politician.
There's this guy.
Because it's politicking. Hold on.
There's this guy in my work.
Entire beer can worth.
All he wants to listen to is talk radio. And it's like all day I hear is like fucking, he's like, and they're trying to put a ban on abortion. And like, he's all these guys.
I didn't hear it.
What's Trump done about it? What is he doing?
I love hearing people at your
Well, people think Roe versus Wade is like under fire now with the new justice, the new Supreme Court justice. But for everything I've read about this guy, he's like super neutral. He's like super middle of the road. Like, I think he's probably a good pick.
That's good. That's
Yes. Does anybody here watch Westworld?
Yeah,
I
watched both seasons.
Is that not the best show that's ever been made?
Love
I've
that
heard
show.
that. I've never watched it though.
the best
Love
show
it.
that
Are you
Dante, you
LeBron
need to-
James
oh
in
my
a show?
God, dude, you need to watch Westworld.
who hasn't seen Westworld? Dante?
Oh,
No.
how have you not seen Westworld?
It's Michael Crichton, the
I've
same guy
seen
that
it.
did Jurassic
I've seen a couple
Park.
episodes.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
It's
Your Justin's grandma.
the guy who wrote Inception, his brother does Westworld.
Well, yeah, it's pretty good. You know,
David,
It's
David,
time traveling.
It's based on Michael Crichton's book,
no, it looks cool, and I do want to watch it.
Jurassic Park creator.
Oh, we could binge watch that shit.
Sorry.
Is it on Netflix?
Nah, it's on
HBO, bro. If you
Amazon
get a
Prime.
Oh, it's HBO.
Your login, let me know. I got your login, son.
Oh,
yeah.
I got one too, son. We selling these joints, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got your login.
$5
But
login.
I'm gonna tell you right now, dude.
$5
Westworld,
login.
as far as like acting, the storyline, the writing, it's impeccable. It's flawless. I mean, there's some holes and gaps, but when
Anthony Hopkins is in it. I'm already in.
dude, it like the season's over, and like I'm so pissed. The season's over, and I'm so pissed that I have to wait a year.
Please don't spoil it.
for the next season. I'm not gonna say nothing about it. All I'm saying, if you haven't seen Westworld and you understand English, or they have Spanish overlays or subtitles, then just watch it.
Have you watched American Gods?
I watched 2 episodes. I couldn't get into it. It was
Man.
too
show.
weird for me.
It's a great
cheesy.
show. That's
Yeah.
really, the visuals are amazing. You got to get through it, man. You got to try it again.
But I can't smoke. If I could smoke, then I would probably love the show, right?
Yeah.
But there's certain mindset you need to be in for a show like that to
That's
appreciate
very
it for what it is.
I'll give you that.
And in my sober mind, like I need to watch something like a Westworld where it's like, bam, it's right. The story's right there. Yeah, but it ain't the same. It's like masturbation. It gets you through in a pinch, but it ain't like the real thing.
It ain't nothing like fucking your wife in the closet. You know what I'm saying?
I like it.
That's all it is.
That was a good one.
That's all it is. So,
Yo, every time you light up a cigarette, it lights up blue. That shit is crazy.
Yeah.
everyone else see that?
yo, you smoking cigarettes, son?
Am I the only one that sees that?
Oh, that's dope.
It's blue.
It's because this camera's shitty, so cool.
How are you using? Are you using your laptop?
Mm-hmm.
You should have. Yeah.
That's part of what took so long is I was downloading it and all that shit. But that's why, like, I got James's old mic or whatever.
Do you think it would work if you two could play the guitar together over this?
I think it'd be too much lag to
It'd
play.
be lag, yeah. It wouldn't link up because me and Phil tried to do that before, where he'd play a beat and I would try to like spit a verse over it. And what Zoom does, like automatically, if I'm spotlighted, see how I got the yellow ring, you'll come through compressed, so I'll be over top of you and it'll cut in and out.
Okay.
Like it'll naturally like lower shit. That's why when people yell, if it didn't do that, it would be a lot more annoying than what it actually is.
We're not annoying.
I'm not annoying. You're annoying.
You're annoying.
Speak for yourself.
Fucking annoying.
You're
annoying.
Linger.
Guy. You're annoying guy.
I'm not your guy, buddy.
I'm not your buddy, pal.
I'm sharp.
I'm not your pal, chief.
I'm not your friend.
So what you got, Zach, man? What's your random thought, Zach?
It was actually, I kind of already said it earlier, but I want to know what all of you guys think about this whole WNBA thing, because she is making a point, but also no one is interested enough for the top WNBA player to get LeBron James money.
So they want to increase the league minimums?
I think
what do they want to do?
I was unaware of. I knew that it was a drastic number, but I did not know that the top players are barely making $1 million a year. Like, that's crazy. But no one cares enough. Whoever watches basketball doesn't care enough to be able to pay these girls.
The attention of the fans will dictate the price.
Exactly.
Wow, what's
that should be the only thing.
I've never watched a WNBA game. I have never watched a WNBA game.
No, I don't even know.
I think 90% of people can agree with you on that.
Right, but it's crazy though, because
every time I see our highlights on ESPN, like where one chick dunked and it's like, whoa, she dunked with two-handed dunk. Like, I don't know. Do I wish they could get paid $1 million? Yeah, I wish they could, but if the money's not there, the money's not there. Like, and they can protest all they want and say, okay, we're going to shut down the WNBA. Well, I bet nobody bats an eye to that. There's not one person that's going to be like
outraged. There'll be protests.
Who's going to outrage that?
Women, like 50% of the world.
Okay, that'll last a week, and then we'll move on with life.
And then and I bet you all the women are going to protest, and I bet you 75% of the women have never watched a basketball game in their life.
Right.
Let alone a WNBA basketball game.
So my point is, though, that's sad, number one, but do you think that the sports companies who are making millions and millions and millions, do you think they should be held responsible for going, hey, maybe we should dump a budget and they should be making more money?
No.
Do you think they're morally obligated?
No, the budget's going to reflect the amount of people that watch the sport.
You watch a WNBA playoff game and you look into the stands and there are open seats.
You got baseball players out there. You watch a baseball game some days on a Thursday night and there's 3 people in the stands. And you see their star player, he's signed a $300 million contract, right?
Oh, so that's guaranteed, boy.
Guaranteed money.
Yeah, but
the people
players play
right, but that's where their money comes from. Like, there's still huge money in baseball.
Yeah,
right. The ball club is worth
the
ball club is worth $780 million.
And when they play baseball games, there's certain advertisers that are going to pay more when the Yankees play. So that money goes back into the Yankees. Like, there's a lot of moving parts to it that it's not that simple, right? To say, oh, we're professional players, so we deserve the money. But you know what? If you play basketball for a living, something you love to do, and somebody's going to pay you $800,000 a year to do that, shut the fuck up.
Well, no, they probably make $80,000 a year.
They're barely making the top players
are barely making $1 million.
$1 million, gentlemen.
Any WNBA basketball player that walks up to
what's the big deal? Give me $150,000. Give me $150,000 to bowl, and I'll be the best fucking bowler you've ever seen at $150,000. I'll practice every day. I swear I'll build a bowling lane in my house. I'll just fucking bowl all day.
Well, we can
probably do that though.
To bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree to that,
up, dude. But there's opportunities, and you don't have to be in the NBA. That's a great thing about America. Russia might hold a gun to their athlete's head and say, you're going to play this sport. But in America, if you don't want to play basketball because the money's not right, go open your own business. Go get a 9-to-5. Go use a college degree. You don't have to do it.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I'm also a fan of, if things aren't right, yes, you can change them from the inside to make them better. But if the numbers don't match, the numbers don't match. We can't pay you more money because nobody's watching this sport.
All you got to do is ask her how many jerseys. She comes up to me and she says, I want more money. And I go, how many jerseys did you sell last year? And she goes,
yeah. Where's
1,200. And I said, you know how many LeBron sold? $80,000 or $200,000.
Yeah.
So
don't
when
even
you
pay him.
when
We
you,
just give
when
him
you
the
sell
people
50,000
expensive,
jerseys, then we can talk about you making some more money.
Yeah, it's like all she's doing is complaining about society just being society. It's
Sounds
not
like these fucking teachers out here.
Yeah, but I don't even necessarily think it's actually like it's unfair. But it's not like there's nothing.
It's not unfair, dude. It's not unfair. It's just what it is.
Here's what I
Right?
would see.
The people, no. Let me say this. What's unfair is the NFL, right? The NFL generates a massive amount of money. They have unguaranteed contracts. They get paid less player for player than basketball and football and baseball, and they bring in the most amount of money. That's what's unfair.
Just like arena football, XFL and shit.
The football play, the professional football players are the people who are getting fucking gypped because they have a 4 to 5 year on average expectancy in the league.
Yep.
And an unguaranteed contract, and most of those guys are making $2 to $3 million a year.
I mean, they're modern day gladiators
and destroying their bodies.
Yeah,
they're the ones that are being served injustice. The NFL generates more money than any other professional league, and they're the lowest paid out of the big three.
You just said they choose to do it, though.
Yeah, no doubt. You don't have to do it. But I'm saying if you want to talk about an injustice, it's not the WNBA, it's the NFL.
Well, I was going to say, do you think that they could how Zeus was saying that if they put more money into it, do you believe that they could pump it up like they did the NBA, like put more money behind it?
Nobody wants to watch it. It's not entertaining.
Right.
It's
about consumption.
That's true. Or you would fucking watch it.
It's
right.
Like,
people watch golf.
It's like curling, right?
I would rather watch golf.
It's like
I would rather watch curling.
I would rather watch curling when the curling comes on in the Olympics. Like
curling is so good. Why is it so fucking good?
I would rather watch paint dry than watch curling. I'm sorry, you guys.
You're one of those people that don't like curling?
Yeah, but I get it. I get it.
I like it.
Curling was on like for a whole 6 months at a time. It probably wouldn't be shit, but that one time every 4 years you can watch curling,
myself
love it.
But
hey guys, do it like I got elf ears.
One elf ear.
Now
there it is. Yeah, there it is. Nice. Can I grab it?
Maybe that's it. Maybe the women should only play basketball one time a year, and then we look forward to that shit.
Or fucking. No, I'm not gonna say that. I was about to be. That was.
It's like February Madness.
I love our women, black and white. I guess
October Madness, and they just play basketball for a month, and everybody gambles on it.
Yeah, breast cancer month.
That's what I'm saying. It would be better in shorter intervals. They don't need a whole season. Like come out. Do a Sweet 16, bump do a tournament, like a yearly women's basketball tournament. You probably make the same amount of money with the least amount of effort.
And then they can go get their waitress jobs and modeling jobs.
These ain't waitresses. These chicks are they're educated. Most of these chicks are very educated people.
That's true, yeah.
With degrees.
That's
they
true.
Can work their jobs.
Or get more women to like basketball. I feel like it's just a lot of men that watch sports. So, I mean, I don't know. It was
women want to watch sports that guys watch because they want to be part of the crew.
Can I revise that?
No, but there's women who
the girls only like football because they want to listen to me. They want to make the dips. They want to be part of the crew.
No. I used to date a girl who played basketball.
Yeah. Okay. So always outliers, Justin. But I'm saying on average,
well, no,
women become. What about this? Other than Dante, because he doesn't have a stronghold in his household, most women conform to their husband's football team. Most women conform to their husband's football team. I
know so many girls out here that watch football without even being with somebody. They know more.
Why? Because they watch it with their dad. And when dad had his boys
That's the
over.
same thing we do. We watch it with our dads. What's the difference?
Dude, okay, Justin, are you trying to say that women equally like sports as much as men do?
Kinda.
No.
Women watch ESPN. Who watches ESPN?
I think what he's saying is some women do like it as much as men.
Obviously,
there's always outliers.
Obviously, we already know that. That's a fact. Some women like sports. Most women don't.
Give me a second. All I was saying is that.
But who pays the bills?
All I was saying is that if they wanted,
Daddy
y'all.
pays the
All
bills.
I'm saying is that if they wanted more money, they could probably go out and get more women who are interested in male sports to get more interested in female sports.
By the way, Blink-182 is on tour. Thank you.
It's not all of them. Is Tom in there? If Tom's not in there, I don't.
Well, Tom's chasing aliens somewhere, so.
That's actually. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, dude. Tom, they replaced Tom, but they're still touring under the Blink.
Travis Barker's not in it though. Still.
Yeah, Travis Barker, the other guy, and they picked up one other guy. I can't remember his name, but they're touring under Blink-182.
Oh, word. Well, if it's all, that's cool.
Yeah. Well, Tom DeLonge, he went through his issues, and then now he's doing his.
Tom DeGone.
He's been, Tom DeLonge. I don't know if you guys know this. Blink-182 guitarist, right? Zach?
Singer/guitarist, yeah.
So he like delved like 100% into UFO conspiracies.
Yeah.
While he was touring back in the 90s, dude, he was just reading aliens. Well, when the WikiLeaks shit got brought up, put out, it came to fruition that he had actually taken high-level meetings with Podesta and the dude who ran one of the top-secret Air Force bases, whatever, I can't remember. But
he has a whole book and everything. Dude.
Yeah, he's got a book. He's got a book out that's a fictional book, but it's supposed to be laying out like the truths in it.
Yeah.
So look up this dude, Tom DeLonge, and what he's doing, man. I saw him on Rogan, and I was very intrigued by what he did.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Tom DeLonge.
He was the guitarist for Blink-182.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that video that I posted on Facebook a few days ago about that light in the sky that turned into smoke?
Yeah.
Was that shit not crazy? Y'all think that was real?
There's hundreds and thousands and thousands of videos like that. I looked up.
They said it was a rocket or a missile.
Definitely not.
Yeah, I don't think it was a rocket or a missile. I think it was real. I just think it's.
I think there's atmospheric phenomena that happen that we
people forget we're in outer space. We ourselves are also on a planet in space. People just think space is this whole separate thing. No, we're in space right the fuck now. Of course I'm wild.
That's because we're self-centered, right? We can't see beyond that.
Yeah. We thought the universe revolved around us at one point before they realized.
Should I call Phil? Because
I think the greatest cornrows ever.
We need Steven for that, John.
Where's Steven at? He left.
Did Phil get his cornrows done yet?
Oh man.
Are they halfway done? Phil will rock a half row, half cornrow like it ain't nobody business. Right?
Fuck it.
He'd be like, yeah, I got these joints done last night.
Last night, nigga?
Jesus.
What you got, Rock?
Just sitting here listening to this shit. Crazy.
He's a man of many words.
Nah, he was rocking before when we were talking about interdimensional atom violations, right? So atoms can only violate the dimensional realm so many times. It's kind of like ice, right? The angels are the ice of the universe. And if you cross borders too many times, the angels are going to come.
You guys see this bitch? What's up with that? Is that a condition? Anybody ever seen that before?
Yeah, she's a conehead. Y'all ever seen conehead?
No, dude, she's got Anunnaki blood in her, son. First
the
of
girl
all,
next to her is the most
Mayan.
lesbian
That's
conehead I've ever seen. She's going home to eat pussy and salad, and that is it. Nothing else.
Pussy and salad.
The purple hair girls. That's
First of all, I want to let you know that these are all special needs people, and it's horrible what you're doing. It's horrible.
Don't say that.
Really?
Don't say
They're
that.
all special, every special needs group. Look at everybody at the table.
It says flat Earth believers.
Yeah, it's a joke. Special needs people, dude.
No, he is not retarded.
They're all retards, man.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. Pull it back up, Tay. Pull it back up and look at the
They're
features.
not special needed.
Look at the drools. Pull it back up and look at the drools.
That short bus had a lot of graffiti on it. You know?
Dog, look at them. Those are special needs. Look at the chick next to the
Oh,
cone
damn.
head.
Oh, my God.
They're special needs, bro.
You're right. Look at this person's chin.
They're special needs people. They're all autistic, man. Or
They look beautiful.
It doesn't matter, man. I'm still gonna ask the girl in the front right how the set of Orange is the New Black is.
Oh, my God. So
His
that was
name's
what it
Pat.
made me realize that
y'all are horrible,
the trailer
man.
just came out today.
Oh, I can't wait. I
I
hope.
mean, and also, this person's head does look like a cone. So
The only thing that I would comment
didn't say
on,
nothing bad.
right, but nobody's mentioning that big ass bitch in the fucking sitting by the window back there. Like,
What if the flash is no big ass retarded?
It's a boy or a girl.
what is that?
Big-ass
It is
dude.
with,
That's a
it's with
big
a guy
ass-
with yellow pants.
Look at the dude. That's
He
a
got tight yellow
that's a
pants.
regular sized dude. Look how big she is.
That's like Eric. It looked like Eric is with somebody.
And look, it looked like he in trouble too. Like she like
Huh?
cursing his ass out.
Huh?
He cursing his ass out, dog.
Nah, he got catfished into this. He didn't even know he was gonna be there.
Oh my god!
Hey, I'd be mad as shit. I was in the background with some ugly ass show in a picture that
And now they
goes-
clowning me. Now they clowning me. Like now I'm getting clowned for no reason. Like I wasn't even in
shit.
the
And that looked like at least a 3-star diner. All right.
Oh man, it looked like Applebee's or
That was
something.
IHOB. Speaking of that, did you see they came out and admitted it was just an advertising stunt
Of course it was.
well, to advertise their new burgers? Like, I'm going to go to IHOP to get a burger.
IHOB. It's IHOB, sir.
I'm not going to go to IHOP to get a burger.
It was great. It was great marketing.
I'm gonna go to IHOP and get a stack of burger
They got
patties.
everyone talking.
What do you
about
think?
it.
What do you think their sales increase is? Prediction? Like, what do you think their sales?
We could
increase
probably
is?
look it up.
We could probably find it.
How dare you?
Who's looking it up?
I'm looking.
Look her upper.
All right, look her up.
Look her upper.
I'm gonna predict this. I
You
think
keep
they had.
talking
I think they
about
had
it.
a 3. I think they had a 3 to 5% increase in sales. That's it.
I think
If that.
I'm gonna go with almost not even 1%.
You going goose egg?
I'm going almost not even 1%.
What you got, Rock?
Only around 2%.
Okay.
You're gonna the prices
These
right.
aren't bad. These aren't bad. These aren't bad things though. 2% of what they make now.
Shut up and just give us the numbers. We're making predictions. What you got, Tay?
Tell them that 5 is wrong.
I'm looking.
Oh, you're looking, or are you gonna guess?
You can't look and guess.
Oh, guessing?
Oh.
Shit. 3%.
You can't guess what I guess, fucker.
Oh, 10%.
Fucker, huh?
No, definitely not 10%. They'd have 100 more restaurants.
Hey, dude, how much research on IHOP are you doing?
0.8%.
No, not you. You're supposed to right now. I'm talking
Oh,
about-
he's pricing this right. He's pricing this right.
yeah.
So you're low, Zach. Low's like Zach's like goose egg to like 0.1. He's 0.8. Rock's 2%. I'm 3%. Let's see what's happening.
You should have sent Jay-Z on the jet ski. That would have been the best.
Dude, did you see? Was that a real tweet? Or was it
Yeah.
mine? No. Did he tweet out say, "Would you guys
Oh,
please
no.
stop posting pictures of me?" Or
I
was
don't think so.
I'm about to do it.
afterward that figure increased? They increased 30%.
The highest. That was the highest it's ever increased since 2012.
All of us.
Holy shit, we were way off, dude. That was a genius marketing plan then.
I don't think that's correct.
Hold on, let me read that again. Scroll up.
Insider.
No, it read weird. Let me read that.
Okay.
Scroll down. Scroll where the 30% was.
Right here.
Okay.
The name change lit up social media. IHOP's word of the mouth score skyrocketed. Oh, it's word of the mouth.
Yeah, they were just talking about it. That rose by 19 to 30%. I read the same
So
thing.
people were talking about it more.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Oh.
Yeah. I want to see what the dollar reflection is.
Yeah, I do too. Okay.
Am I tripping? How are you on airplane mode and Wi-Fi?
You can do that.
What?
It just don't charge you no. Yeah, son. It's levels to this shit, Zach. Yeah, it's levels to this shit.
And I'm like kind of a tech nerd. I'm surprised I didn't know that.
Hey, Tay, how you liking that new camera? It's pretty nice, isn't it?
Yeah, man, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, dude.
You gave him a camera?
You got I just sent him a link.
Yeah.
Did you get the one I sent you the link to?
Yeah, no, not the same one, but it's by Logitech.
Okay, you got the Logitech.
Here we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Hold on. Keep talking. Do your thing.
All right, so.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Hey, yo, have y'all ever seen the Popeyes commercial? Have y'all ever seen a Popeyes commercial where, like, I don't know how y'all batter shit, but, like, when I batter shit, I, like, dip it in the egg, and then I, like, put it in the flour, and then I stick it in the pan, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's my batter. Then I watch the Popeyes, and they're, like, dunking shrimp into, like, a bowl of batter, and, like, the batter's, like, dripping off, and I'm like, that's the batter I want. How do I get that kind of batter? You know what
don't know how to make the tempura batter?
It's like liquid, and they're like, oh my God, like that's a batter I want. Why am I dipping it in the egg and then dipping it in the flour?
Batter, bro.
Why can't I just put it in a bowl and just fucking dunk it in, dude?
Yeah, dude, you just mix it all.
I'm missing out on something.
You mix it all together. You mix the egg and all that shit in the.
So why am I doing it like I'm in the Stone Ages and I got flaky, halfway done batter when I could just?
There's levels to this shit, bro.
Dave, you dunk it into the wet batter. You dunk it into the wet batter, and then you take that and roll it in the dry flour.
Over top of that?
Yes.
Ooh.
And then you fry that.
So we're on to something here.
Yeah, buddy.
You just got educated.
Because I watch the Popeyes commercials and I'm like, I see like the shrimp diving into like that liquid batter and getting pulled out and it's like dripping off in that golden brown. And I'm like, hold up. That's not how I batter shit. My parents done lied to me.
1.5%, I think.
Okay.
The other one I was talking about it just kept talking about that 33%.
That seems like reasonable.
Every time I take vacation now.
Can you guys hear that?
Bob said 2%, didn't he?
Yeah. I said 2.
Bobbert.
But he went over. If we're doing prices right, he went over. So the next person is Tay.
0.8.
Yep.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna screen do this one.
Dude, I heard that there's possibilities that the next Deadpool is going to have one of my favorite X-Men villains.
Red Hood.
Is that making your dick hard?
So hard. so hard and moist.
You said that the next X-Men?
The next Deadpool is going to have one of my favorite X-Men villains. His name is Omega Red.
Oh, they're bringing out Omega Red?
I believe so. One of the deleted scenes from the Deadpool Blu-ray that's coming out has a teaser for Omega Red.
Hey, David, you want to read this?
Yeah, give me 2.5 seconds.
What are you doing right now? Huh?
I told you I'm in the bathroom.
You're controlling the show right now.
I'm in the bathroom.
Oh, Lord.
I do.
So,
Justin, you heard the Bigger Than You with Drake and Quavo and 2 Chainz? That's pretty sick.
Damn, that sounds like a good song.
Sounds great.
It's called Bigger Than You.
Have you listened to Scorpion anymore?
Did we talk about Cardi B and Offset?
Congratulations, they had a baby. Yes.
It's Culture with a K.
It's tight, dude. That name is tight.
It can't be a C because they bloods.
Oh, wait a minute. What? Oh, yeah. I get it.
They just want to be Kardashians and went with K.
Hey, so I've been going to the pool, right? And I didn't realize this, but like you can get tanned like with clothes on, right? So my penis is like really dark.
The fuck?
Did you fry your penis in that batter?
With clothes on?
You can't.
Like all I had was my trunks on, dog, and like my penis got tan as my body's gotten tan. Like it's consistent.
I don't know if
it's that's consistent. Not okay, bro.
I don't think that's a thing.
You think it's a bruise?
Did you bruise your dick? Because Can I tell one of my favorite stories I've ever heard? It is Dennis Rodman. He broke his dick on multiple occasions.
Yeah.
Chief, are you supposed to be still sharing?
Yeah. This is about the.
Okay, let me knock this out real quick.
Yeah, my bad.
While the restaurant industry saw a 1.5% increase in same-store sales in April, its best in the past 31 months, traffic continued to decline. That pattern has lasted for at least 2 years, according to May report of TDN2K's Black Box Intelligence, which tracks weekly sales from over 30,000 restaurants. Dude, get the shit out of my face. It ain't even telling me nothing.
Is that it?
All right, let's talk about Dennis Rodman because I want to hear about his penis.
Listen, he was about to fuck this bitch, right?
Unshare, Justin. Get off this screen.
Okay, I got you.
Thank you. All right, he's about to fuck this bitch.
Damn, man. What happened? That wasn't it. I can't find the sales.
Well, you can't win them all, man. It's okay.
I tried.
So, apparently Dennis Rodman, number one, is known for having a big dick. No homo, not gay, whatever. That's part of the story anyway.
You're supposed to say that first. No homo first.
Yeah, whatever. No homo dicks.
Tag it.
No homo dicks. Ooh, I love them. Whatever.
I like Rodman's extra homo. Thank you.
Somebody came up with the idea
I'll be right back.
to get a running start and like swan dive into her pussy. Like she's gonna lay on her back, her legs up. So
is this a real story he told?
Yes, bro. I swear to God, you can look at dude. Yes, you can get. He got a running start and tried to dive and just land into her pussy, and of course, it landed like this.
Oh,
and that's one of the times. Apparently, he broke his dick like on 3 separate.
He tried, like he wanted to perfect that skill, so he kept going at it. That's
maybe, man. But it's
you gotta respect that, man. You gotta respect that.
I can't stop feeling that.
It was so funny. I think I heard it on Rogan and someone who was friends with.
When he came on Rogan.
I don't think it was from him. I think.
It was somebody that hung out Rodman that told that story.
Yeah, I believe so. Because I think it was like the singer of it might have been the singer of Tool. Because Tool.
When he came on, I watched that. I don't remember.
I think he told the story because he ran.
He hung out with Rodman because he was like, "Yo, I was at Rodman with the bar." He was telling the story like.
Then he had the
Rodman would just dip like he's like.
Yeah, and he stayed up all night and partied, and then played the finals, and they won. Like.
Yeah. He was like, "Yo, I'm gonna fly out to Vegas real quick," and Joe was like, "What do you mean fly out to Vegas?" Yeah. I watched that podcast.
I think it was from.
Okay.
That shit killed me, man. Absolutely killed me. It's like one of my favorite stories I've ever heard in my life.
It's an amazing story. I think Rodman's an amazing human being. I think he's definitely missing.
I heard about Kim Jong-un not like wanting him to come over there.
What happened?
He was about to cry.
He was like crying. Apparently, like he was like real upset. I don't know what the reason was.
He was crying because of the talks. Because when Trump met with Kim Jong-un, he went on CNN and he broke down into tears crying because he was happy that the talks were happening because he was the advocate. Like he was the one going over there.
Okay.
That's why he was crying. Yeah, dude, he was breaking down because like he felt like he could help, bring this country into the 21st century and help mend the relationships. That's why he did what he did.
Right.
And then he broke down into tears when Trump actually met with him. Like he was proud. Like he was proud, dude. And yeah, that's why he cried, man. That was a stand-up fucking thing. He caught a lot of.
I heard something totally different.
No, because people are gonna talk shit. But I pull it up, dude. It was on CNN, and he was just crying because all of his hard work paid off, and something actually happened.
Like all the people that was treating him all shitty.
Right.
Like it fucked him up.
Right, and that's why he wore the MAGA hat. Is because he wore the MAGA hat because all the people that are like he wears a dress and he's flamboyant, so you think that he would have progressive backing, but he goes to North Korea and he doesn't get any backing, and then it takes a Trump to actually go talk to Kim Jong-un, and he doesn't have the followers that he thought he would. The people that are actually proud of him are the people he never thought would be proud of him, which are the MAGA people. So it just kind of caught him up emotionally. You know, people get caught up in emotions, man. And yeah, he broke down in tears right on CNN live interview, man.
I'm telling you.
I got no problem with Robin, dude. I got no problem with what he did. Why would you not go over there?
Oh no, I don't got a problem. I just thought what I had heard was he was like sad about not being able to go, like Kim Jong-un not inviting him to something or some shit, or like he had.
It's probably a meme that you saw or something, and it had him crying on that show. But
no, because I don't take that shit as like, oh, that definitely happened. Like I know that, but I thought I heard someone talking about it, but I could have been totally wrong.
No, this just happened like right after Trump met with Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
And then all they could do was ask Robin, well, does Kim even understand English? And he's like, well, he likes sports. Does Kim even understand English?
Did you see the interview?
All I can say he's a good guy. You know, like, well, why are you pressing a man out? Who cares if the man can speak English? You never heard of interpreters? Like, I could type something in my Google and speak fucking Portuguese.
Well, he's definitely not a good guy.
No, he's a terrible person.
A lot of people are terrible people.
Why are you defending him, Dave?
It doesn't mean he can't be a better person. He's obviously trying to come into our world, right? He's trying to flourish. Like, let's give him an opportunity.
Fuck him.
Yeah, I don't think he's trying to do that at all.
Okay.
Dude's a fucking.
He's a psychopath, bro. Like
he's not a psychopath. He came from a family that was raised by psychopaths, right? He's likes America. He is jealous of America. He wants to be America. He just doesn't know what to do because he's surrounded by all these generals of his father's past, and the culture is just so ingrained in secrecy and entailmentship.
Dude, you know, people didn't cry enough when his dad died.
You don't think this guy wants to be? He loves the attention. Look at him. He loves to be on them fucking cameras. Like, that's why he went to China. He's the only person from North Korea that left North Korea. He went and talked to China.
That's cool, but the same person we're talking about, the same fucking person when his dad died, when people weren't crying hard enough in the street, they got 6 months of hard labor and shit. They got in prison.
Did he do that, or did the generals of his old dad's leadership do that? You don't know.
Maybe, but he was still the person.
Is that just how he was raised to think, though?
I'm not saying that part's not true, but the fact of the matter still is.
Racism's a thing. Nobody's born racist. You see little black kids and white kids and Chinese kids.
But it doesn't make racism okay.
They play on the playground like it ain't nothing, and their parents won't talk to each other. You know what I mean? And it's because eventually over time, those same people, they will segregate themselves because of the influence of their parents. So eventually a kid that grows up, like I know a guy, I work with the guys from West Virginia. Comes from, everybody knows is racist. He was partially racist, as admitted, because he was just ignorant because he'd never been around black people.
Yeah.
He came to work with us in Jacksonville. It's a very diverse. He met my family, and we're best of friends. We do shit all the time. His wife loves my family. We love him. Like, he's a good dude. He put a post on Facebook, and he gave a little monologue about how
that's beautiful.
Views have been skewed. So it's possible for people to come out of their narrow-minded way of thinking and want to incorporate themselves in the modern world. You understand? It's possible. You can't downgrade everything a man does as positive. When somebody does something positive, acknowledge he did something positive, even though all this other shit is fucked up. But let's acknowledge the positives, right? Everybody always wants
to know the positive is. The positive is Trump agreed to put hotels on his fucking beaches and shit. They made a deal. Like, it's all an angle.
Okay, I'll go to North Korea and stay on the beach. Like, that'd be fucking great.
Hell no. You ain't catching me going to any kind of career.
Son. You go to Mexico, though, it's even worse.
Sure. That's a problem also.
If Jack the Ripper helped the old lady across the street, that was a nice gesture, but the dude's still a fucking murderer.
Yeah.
All you got?
What you got to say to that?
That's all you got? Okay, okay.
That's all you got?
Where you at, Rock? You gonna back me up on this?
I don't know.
Okay. So all I'm saying is acknowledge when somebody you dislike does something positive, because your acknowledgement of them doing something positive may encourage them to do more things that are positive. Okay, because people respond to positive reinforcement. That's all I'm saying.
Pay it forward.
Acknowledge the positive aspects. Yes, I 100% disagree with the way he runs his country.
But only giving out hate will just give hate back.
Right. So if you say, okay, Kim Jong-un's reaching out, he's trying to do something positive. Let's send that out into the world. Let's see what happens with that. Let that meddle around in the fucking metaphysics of the universe and see what happens with it. But if you're like, fuck this dude, he's an imposter, he's lying, it's like you're just breeding more negative on top of negative. He came out of his country and he's committed to talks. That's a good step, man.
That's one good step, yeah.
Obama didn't do it. Bush before him didn't do it. Clinton didn't do it. Bush before him didn't do it.
Because everyone else got shat on that were even trying
Not that they got shat on. It's because
they did get shat on.
No, it's because at that point in time, it was a game of like North Korea, I'm going to threaten to build nuclear missiles. Well, let me give you a couple $1 million, and then he'll shut up for 6 months.
Still going on.
It's like I'm gonna build more missiles. Well, let me give you a little more money. Maybe you'll shut up. No, what Trump's trying to do is open up North Korea to trades, global trades, right? Because right now North Korea only trades with China and Russia, a couple other countries, and so their economy is fucking narrowed down. But they have a lot of natural resources there that they could offer the world. So what Trump's trying to do is open up national trade agreements. That's the ultimate goal, so that the produce coming out of North Korea could affect us and everybody else.
We do not want no motherfucking produce coming from North Korea, bro. The shit coming from Asia already is so fucked up. Almost all of our
fucked up?
Almost all of our seafood and fish.
No, I'm not talking about produce and food. I'm talking about natural minerals and natural resources like ores, like mining shit. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Not. I don't want their fucking spinach.
Okay. Cool. So he's gonna make all the people do all that shit for us for no money and fuck them over, and then we're gonna benefit from that. It's good, but it's also still bad. But you know what? Like none of us are not
in every government. But there's also room for progression, right? There's room for progression. Why would you not want Kim Jong-un to succeed and have a successful?
Because he's a piece of shit of a person.
He was raised to be a piece of shit, but maybe he's coming. Maybe he's trying to enlighten himself and become something better.
I love how positive you are, and I wish I could think that way.
I may not be right, but I would.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I
would just want to assume that he's coming out of his country because he's like scared and he's desperate and he's like, I don't like this anymore. This is uncomfortable.
I'm glad he released all the people he had, all the Americans he had in prison there.
Right. Can we give an acknowledgement to that?
Yeah, but he can't make a deal with Trump without doing stuff like that. It's all for some benefit that we're not seeing. It's got to be.
He's a human. Humans are only going to do things if they're going to benefit out of it. There's very few people who do things that they don't benefit from, whether it be like self-benefit, like I feel good doing this, or it's a financial benefit.
That's animal instinct. That's any animal.
There's always going to be there has to be a motive. That's why when there's a murder, they look for motive because there's a reason why people do things, whether it's for the good or the bad. And somebody can do something good.
Get right here, right there. Oh yeah.
Is that a bottle opener too?
You definitely could open a bottle with that.
Is that a back scratcher bottle opener?
I want to know how does your back that itchy? Like I've had an itchy back before, but not quite that.
Oh, itchy back.
But after a while, it just feels good. You don't even have to itch anything.
Dude, you ever like bared it on a corner of a wall? Like
all the time.
Oh man, that's the best.
Yeah.
That's the best.
My kids look at me like I'm a fucking animal. I'm like, I am. I'm just fucking rubbing that shit up.
I'm a bear.
You ever do that in the church?
Do it in a church?
Yeah.
Like
I have to try that.
Beat somebody.
You should whip your own back.
Can you imagine taking that and shoving it in that chick's vagina? Just.
Oh my God! Is that where your brain went?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what kind of chicks you deal with.
Gotta clip your nails.
Freaky ones.
Freaky
Clip your nails.
You must not have
Taste-
clipped your nails.
Tay's next porno will be named "There Will Be Blood." Thank you.
Yeah.
Volume 2.
Have you guys seen VHS, the movie?
Yeah, and VHS.
Was that good?
And VHS too? Yeah.
I never watched it because it looks so stupid.
No, oh, dude, it's fucking awesome.
Good.
Well,
Is
there's
it
this
really?
one-
A little crazy
there's
alien
one-
shit.
There's this one short where this guy's developing some kind of interdimensional technology where he creates this door. It's like it looks like some fucking futuristic type set in a current time. Like he made it in his house type shit. Like he went to Home Depot and bought parts and made this interdimensional door. But it's really convincing. But he finally he's doing this shit in his bedroom. His wife comes in and bothers him. He's like, "No."
Did he do it through a frequency? Like, did he tap into a frequency?
They really didn't get into how he did it
because
he
there'd be holes in the
did some
plot.
things,
So
you heard some noises, and then you saw this black door go to a mirror image of his apartment. So he goes and walks up to it, and he's looking in it, and then a him is on the other side.
Whoa!
With the same.
This
the
is
same
VHS.
project. It's the same project. Like he's doing the same project in another dimension, and he finds himself doing it, and they open up the door to each other. So they kind of look at it. I think they were Italian or something. They're speaking Italian. They talk to each other. They're like, whoa, what the fuck's going on? I can't believe this is happening. This is crazy. And so they're both in each other's houses now. So they're like, oh, well,
Oh my goodness.
you go check out my house. I'm going to go check out your house. And everything's real ambiguous. Like at first he doesn't see anything real crazy and shit. But eventually shit starts getting a little weird. They got this weird sex thing they do where they sacrifice some kind of shit, and then their fucking their sex organs are some kind of crazy ass creatures, and so he starts getting attacked by these creatures in this world. The guy from our world, he starts getting attacked by this. His wife opens up her vagina, and this fucking monster almost rips his hand off or some shit. So while he's thinking this, he's like, oh shit, that dude is in my dimension in my house with my family.
Whoa.
So now he's trying to get back to the door that he walked through, and then he gets right before he gets to the other side. It gets a little fuzzy. I think his wife hits him on the head or something, and then she drags him back in, and they sacrifice him or some shit. But she's trying to figure out why he's acting so weird, because this is their ritual, and this is what we do. We've been doing this for a long time. What's gotten into you? And then dude, you need to watch VHS. It's crazy.
I don't remember that part.
That's in part 2. That's in part 2.
I didn't watch.
Okay, so what's part 1? What's part 1?
Part 1.
Part 1 has this crazy doesn't it have that little that chick?
Yeah, she's like, I like you.
Yeah, turns into some species.
Even if it was a demon.
The movie Species.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was wild.
Yeah, he starts dating this chick, and her eyes they get all weird and shit, and she kills 2 or 3.
So it's unrelated, the story from
it's
2
it's
a whole nother family.
Of short movies directed by different directors.
What? I like shit like that.
But the premise is these people break into this house, and they find this dead guy in a room in front of a television with a VHS tape, and so they push the VHS tape in, and they start watching the videos. And then some weird paranormal shit is going on in the house where the dead dude wakes up and he kills one of the guys watching the VHS. But the stuff that's on the VHS are the movies that we're watching, and there's also a movie going on.
Yeah.
That you're also watching
inside of a movie.
So you're a movie that somebody else is watching.
You're watching a movie,
another dimension,
and then in the movie they're watching a movie that you're watching.
You're watching a movie called VHS. In that movie, they're watching VHSs they find in a house.
Okay, so who's got a VHS player?
That's the thing. That's the thing.
They should have called it MP4. That'd have been more realistic, right?
Nah, man, it wouldn't have been as cool.
It'd have been called Blu-ray.
They dust off the VHS player, what is this? And then they find another box and they pull the tape out. And they're like, oh, this fits in
goes
here.
in there.
It's like
oh
a big.
My God. It's like Jumanji.
It's a big cassette tape.
Like, who finds an old ass game is like, let's play this game. Like,
I think I would if I found like an old
Totally.
Atari. I
If it
definitely
was
would.
Jumanji, I definitely would.
but that's why they had to do the new Jumanji, and they had to make it a video game because
video
they're like,
game?
nobody played no board games.
Yeah, exactly. I actually liked the new Jumanji. It was all right.
Nah, I'm just saying how they put it in a video game. I thought that was stupid.
Speaking
I
of
like
that,
that. I like that.
I got this.
Of course, your ass.
I got this awesome thing off of
Is that a
DS?
PSP?
Game
This
Boy
podcast
Advance.
is brought to you by Wish. I got this off of Wish.
No, you did not get. What it got
What is
over like
that?
500 games?
Yeah, over 500 games. All the good ones. Thank
You
you.
got Pokemon.
Yep, Pokemon. I got X-Men. I got Angry Birds. I got Zuma. I
You
got
got Contra.
Contra. I got Ninja Raidu or Ninja Gaiden.
You got
You
Ninja
got
Turtles.
3D.
Turtles.
I
Hey,
got Ninja Turtles. I got Mighty Morphin. I got,
you got Spider-Man.
You got Warhogs or Space Hogs or what was it called? The Frogs. What was the frog name called? Space
Frog
Toads. Space
Oh,
Toads.
Space Toad.
Oh my God, Space Toad! Do you know about that meme? Does anyone know about that
Y'all
meme?
remember this though?
I can't see it.
It's Dick Tracy. Y'all remember the Dick Tracy
Oh,
game?
yeah, I
That shit
remember.
was so hard, dude.
You be playing that Joe at work?
No, not at work. It's too flashy to bring to work, but I do sit here in my office and dabble around a little bit. And I also have a
Did you get the Nintendo thing?
yeah, I got that too.
You feel like you gonna sell them? You still gonna sell them?
No, it's not good enough. So I'm not putting my name on that product. It's good. It's good. It's just it's light and cheaper. The material's super cheap.
Well, my thing was, I think I told.
I'd rather sell Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
If we could customize certain like. Well, I don't think I said this part, but like, say we just built amazing like sculpture things, and then put a Raspberry Pi in it. Like, say
Right.
you were
So it's a
playing-
piece of artwork and a video
dinosaur.
game system.
Yeah, it could be like a dinosaur, or put it in a fucking lamp, or a goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if you built?
Oh, you have like an elephant like this, you know?
Yeah, and it'd be like a statue, but it would have a fucking
Right.
Raspberry Pi inside of it.
That's what I'm talking about. I think that's the
That'd be cool.
future.
We could probably do that ourselves. All we gotta do
Any
is figure
systems
out-
that just blend in with it, like the natural artwork of the house. We could do custom ones if we have a 3D printer.
Yeah. Whoa.
What do you want?
I mean, I think people are. I wonder if people are doing it. Let me check. Let me figure out.
Well, I know they make the Nintendo cases for the Raspberry. They do make cases for the Raspberry Pi,
Yeah,
but nothing
yeah,
that
yeah.
is
But it's regular shit like
nothing that is like,
then.
you know, $125, $130 like art pieces with Raspberry Pi. Tay, speaking of your Raspberry Pi, have you got it back on action yet?
Negative.
Man, you gotta figure out how to get that thing on.
I'll tell you what you do. 13. I'll send you. I'll text you my address. Send it to me, and I'll get you squared away.
All right. You know how to do all that? I could probably do it myself. I'm not motivated to do that.
Send it to me, and then when I get my vapes back, I'll give you a Raspberry Pi back. How about that?
You got it.
So, how long is Raspberry Pi really going to be around?
I think they just released another one. They just released like a mini version or number 3 or something.
But
I
like,
can't remember.
who? I know what
It's just a motherboard. It's just, I mean, as long as people want to build their own stuff, it's going to keep getting better.
But have you seen
Better.
the kits that people are using for they make a Raspberry Pi and they sell like different kits so you could build like
An oscillator and
yeah, exactly. A board like for audio, like an audio board, and it'll run off the Raspberry Pi. And I think there is a market for it.
Uh-huh.
But like me, like type of person I am, like I'm not gonna spend 8 hours of my day putting together a Raspberry Pi board
Right.
for $130. I'd rather just spend $250 and just get the rolling version. You know, like that's just my personal opinion on it. Because though I love the craft, I just don't have time for the craft. You know, I'm a consumer. Like, I just need the convenience. Like, I just want to order it. It comes, it works, knobs work, plugs in, bam, powers up, plug the shit in, mess with the knobs, everything works. Like, I don't want to have to get in there and tinker with shit. And I think that is in a lost art. Like, I think, like, we're meant to do
people
shit
that
like
do
that.
want to do it. There's a lot of people out there that still.
There's no doubt there's tinkers. Like, I want to be a guy that goes in the garage and tinkers around with shit.
Yeah.
But I'm the type of guy who goes in the garage and does nothing. Like, just gets fucked up and pisses out the back door. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm right there with y'all.
Like I hate it. But Coop, like Rock, that dude is the tinkering champion of the United States, dude. That dude like gets out and he does something on his car. Do you do something on your car every day?
Yeah, pretty much.
Every day he gets out there and tinkers with his car.
Pretty fantastic.
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
He's tinkerer.
He's evolving, and you guys are not. That's what
right. Right. He's out there. He's learning.
There's still people that are doing
like Tay spit out like, hey, I'm having these symptoms, and Rock's like, it's a relay. Like, I've been through it, bro. Like, like trust me. Hey, check the Facebook group. I got the video on it. Like, and all that, but Rock documents everything he does. Like, he documents all the work on his cars. Like, he documents the shit. He lets people know. Like, and I think that's crucial. Like, if I'm doing something that somebody else might be going through, then I might want to document it and post it somewhere, and it's there forever. I don't know. I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing.
Worldwide library.
Right.
Yeah.
Just put something in like what kind of issue you're having in the searching or in the search bar, and you come up with the video.
Dude, I've searched since I bought my Acura. I've been searching YouTube and the internet and shit. And the year of my Acura is like it was polarizing. Like, either you loved it or you hated it, is from what I read. So a lot of people didn't like the styling of the car at all, and a lot of people loved it. But when it comes to like the TL fanboys, typically you don't see the style that I have.
They're similar. They're similar to Honda Civics and Accords, though.
Yeah, and Accords. Yeah. When I go on YouTube, I don't see anything for my year, model, or make because
I don't know why.
All the enthusiasts don't get my model. So I need to start making videos when I repair my shit.
Right. Like what you're going through now, you need to do the testimonial, like start recording all that. Like when you see the AC doing what it's doing, just like flip your phone on and record it. It's like, this is what it's doing. And they accumulate that into like one video, a 15-minute video, and say, this is what the symptoms I was having. This is what I checked for. This was the resolve, and just post it up there. You'll probably have 15,000, 20,000 views before you know it.
Yep.
You know? And not only for people that have Acuras, but just for people who have Japanese cars, like in general, like I'm having this problem. I can't find shit on it. Oh, AC. Oh, relay. Maybe I need to check that. And they'll comment like, appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it.
Save somebody $2,000 from buying a goddamn new compressor and going to the dealership.
Right. Like, Coop, you got the Facebook group, but you probably need a YouTube channel, man. No doubt about it. Dude.
Definitely.
Great. And an Instagram.
Oh, Instagram for sure. Instagram for sure. So have you guys done the high class takeover?
What you mean?
Oh yeah.
You guys are advertising for like a high class takeover at the bar.
Oh, B&G's, yeah, we did it. They played a couple of our songs. But you know Sean hosts there, so.
Oh, so it wasn't a performance.
No. I mean we had the mic, I mean, and you know what I'm saying, but it wasn't like a crazy thing.
It was good though?
It was tight, yeah.
Was everybody vibing?
Everybody was fucking with him. Everyone liked the layup song. We trying to get some stuff out for like an EP or something. We just don't know what to do.
It's hard. It's a hard. Yeah.
I'm trying to do it, but like
sometimes you need to outsource. Give up some money. Just hire a manager. That's what you got to do.
We just got to get some videos. It's all about visual now.
Like when it comes to this show, I mean, I'll be straight up. Like when we get a few episodes together, I'm probably gonna go through a media blast company that can promote for me and just drop it. You know, like promotion is everything.
Sponsors. You know?
Well, once the sponsors come in, then the money comes in. But you got to come out. You know, you got to come out of pocket. You got to promote. Not only that, but you guys are in the DMV, which is one of the hardest places to come out as a rap group, right?
Nah, man, it is, but it's not.
Yeah, it most definitely is.
So many people made it out of here now. It's like it's pretty apparent that you can do it.
Name them.
Rico Nasty, Dram, Shaq Glizzy,
Fat Rail,
Wale, Fat
Rail. Fat Rail.
What's the last thing Wale did?
What do you mean he come out with an album?
he came out with a new album.
Yeah.
Nobody listening to that. Unless you're from the DMV, you're not popping Wale. Like, he ain't make it on no.
Wiz Khalifa just said his new favorite rapper is Rico Nasty. She's from fucking soothing, dog. Like,
well, she's like from New York, moved to like Baltimore.
She mostly a lot of her years were here though, bro. That's where she came from when she made it.
Who said that?
Who knew Rico Nasty before Justin promoted her?
We like she was around here.
Well, he threw a show that she was a part of. I mean, I know a couple people that know her, but like that's like personally.
Okay, yeah. But do rappers come out of DC like they come out of Atlanta?
No, I don't understand.
Do rappers come out of DC like they come out of New York? Rappers come out of DC like they come out of
LA
Houston or LA.
Chicago.
Or Chicago. No.
Anywhere. The DMV doesn't have anything.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard to come out of. I don't know what it is.
It's only 15 square miles, fellas. It's not that much landmass for people to come out of anyway.
But why is that? Why is that, though?
Because this area isn't for the artsy crowd. No one's putting money behind it. It's not venues out where people are like, the only main venues are like,
so what if you created a venue?
Venues everywhere. You have to be good enough to get on them.
Yeah.
There's venues all over this place.
Plus, niggas
what venues are there other than the Fillmore and
Echo Stage, Rock and Roll Hotel, Auto Bar, Merriweather, Nissan, or is that the same thing? Which one's which?
I'm talking about like.
I mean, those are venues, but like you can have like.
I'm not talking about huge fucking like. We're talking about like regular places that people want to go after a bar and go watch a, like not just a band though, not a band play. You know, like the Pinches for like rockers and shit.
Yeah. Do you think it's a type of music, or do you think like?
I don't think there's no money. There's no money backing it. Everybody, every place that you name, there's a big person backing it with either drug money or other money. You know what I mean? Like, there's always a higher person in the DMV.
Yeah, you gotta have that person. You need the Dame Dash.
Everybody that's made it.
You need the Dame Dash. You need the Suge Knight. You need that Diddy. You need that person.
You need that BMF. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You need that Birdman. You need that Slim Money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Who got Jay-Z and them popping? Or not popping, but like, was it Dame Dash a part of that?
Dame just came out and did an interview the other day, and he was like, "Nobody's giving me benefit. All I ever try to do is educate these people and try to put them on. Then all of a sudden they get big and they want to act like they never knew me. You know?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's no major place. It's not even a record. I don't even know a big record company that. Like, of course, New York's going to do it. Of course, LA is going to do it. Like, that's where all the record.
Is there a major record label in DC?
No,
not a popping one. No.
But that's a problem. Like you would think.
It's not an artsy place. This place, do you know how small, son? Do you know how little the DMV first?
Well, we're talking population. Don't matter landmass wise. We're talking population wise. We're talking. But it's the richest black area of the United States.
I feel like it do matter because when you live in a small area like this, it's all about. Everyone becomes a producer. It's not enough time for people to be consumers, and you need consumers to be able to like that type of shit. And all the places with the biggest art people that people make money from doing
everybody a rapper.
It's a lot of land, just like Florida, just like Cali, just like Houston. It's a whole bunch of area where people have time to spend and go out and just fucking enjoy life
but there's also a lot of like
enjoy life here.
There's a lot of
enjoying.
There's a lot of challenges like rapper to rapper there too. Like I'm a rapper, right? And then you come across another rapper, then it's not like, oh, well, let's get with each other and like build something, it's
kind
like
of like
you're
that.
my enemy. Like
I feel like it's kind of like every rapper I ever meet is always like that. We wouldn't even be doing half the shows if the rappers didn't help each other.
then what is it?
Money, we're all trying to. It's no one else other than the people doing music that are out there to enjoy music. Unless they're at the club or the bar, it's not enough people that just want to go out and be like, yo.
So as musicians, what keeps you there?
You're just there. We need people that aren't musicians to want to listen to music. That's where there's no money.
But you go to a show. You go to a show, right?
Just like
all that's at your show are people that are performing that night and their friends, right?
Just like
and your friends. Like it's nobody else that's like coming to see the show.
Yeah,
that's the case anyway. That's
just like the WNBA.
That's not true at all.
It's just like the WNBA here. It's not enough people that are coming out because everyone else that isn't the artists and stuff like that don't either have time or they're not
coming out to see people they don't know.
Not enough people here to have that big demographic.
Okay, so just say you booked a show in Nashville at a club, at a venue. A ton of people would come out that you didn't know to watch it. They wouldn't even know who you were. Yes, because people go to these venues just to watch bands they never heard of before.
That's what I'm saying. We don't have those. I mean, we kind of have those.
You understand what I'm saying?
I toured the country, bro.
Nashville, Tennessee. That's what they like. People go.
Go ahead, Zach. Hold on. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm saying I've done it. I've toured the whole country. Some places are better than others, but if no one knows who you are, it doesn't matter if you're in New York, Cali, Atlanta, the hottest spots for what you're trying to do. No one's gonna come. No one's gonna come.
I mean, I don't understand. Maybe I'm not explaining what I'm trying to say right.
I get what you're trying to say, and I think I'm making a hard point. Like the point I'm making is hard. It's hard for me to explain it, and it's hard for you to get it. But what I'm trying to get at is, if you want to be a musician, why would you stay in a city that doesn't appreciate musicians?
People are making it off the internet. Nobody. Rico Nasty didn't make it because he started selling out shows and shit. He started selling out shows because people started knowing who he was. That's why
I don't know.
So you're more with the grassroots movement. Let's build it from like let's us do it. Like let us be the foundation.
No, I think if we could go somewhere and do it, I would have tried to like just go move there. Why not? Just going and being in a place where stuff's popping doesn't mean your stuff's gonna pop.
I think it does. I think that's why people go to LA.
I don't think
I believe that a lot.
I think that if you want to be a stand-up comedian or you want to be an actress or an actor, go to LA. Like
go in any of those places.
You might make it, you might not.
Go into any of those places, we would do better than staying here.
Right. So what keeps you there?
I think we would
no one can just get up and go because we're all fucking living.
You just haven't made a plan to do it.
I mean that's true too. And I mean half my team, I would have to go practically alone. If I did that.
No, you like I told you buy a nice RV.
All right, David.
I don't feel like none of them would do that. And I mean, it's kind of iffy if I'm doing it. Because once we get the RV and get there, we still got to do
I'm just asking questions and waiting for a legitimate answer. If DC is heavily populated,
it's not as heavily populated as the areas that become popping or that
it most definitely is.
And populated, yes. Populated with people who want to go see artists, no.
Yeah, it's a different area. Like it's different.
It's not a music town.
It's not big enough to be a music town. It's not big enough.
It's big enough. It's just not a music town.
I feel like you're not
Justin. Justin, how big do you think Atlanta is?
I think it's bigger than the DMV.
Can we look that up?
I mean, Atlanta itself,
population, people.
I think population. I think Georgia is bigger.
No, we're talking population. You know, Atlanta and Georgia is a separate country, right? Outside of Atlanta, it's just like racist rednecks. So,
it's still a bit.
We're talking about population, okay, of Atlanta.
I feel what you're saying.
Compared to the population of DC, right?
Yeah.
Like, yes, people do matter, but music culture came out of Houston, right? A huge music culture came out of Houston. It's not that big.
I mean, Texas.
Population-wise, Houston is smaller than DC. Look it up. No doubt about it.
Okay, well, if you're going to do that,
that's not the problem.
If you're going to do that, then we're only going to
support their local rappers.
If you're going to say
if you meet anybody from Houston, they're bumping Big
But listen,
Tom and these cats. Like they're.
But they were bumping them when they were coming up.
Hold on. If you're going to say that, then we're only going to focus on DC. If you're going to make it just as small as Atlanta, then we're going to compare Atlanta to DC. We're not going to compare Atlanta to the entire DMV because the entire DMV isn't into music. Just like everyone in Georgia isn't into that, and it's country people. It's the same thing for Maryland. So if we're going to compare DC population to Atlanta, Georgia population, then I'm still right. It's still more fucking people.
Oh, Chris Brown? My bad.
Where'd he come out of?
Okay, Chris Brown. Yeah.
Virginia.
He came out of Southern Virginia.
We're focusing only on DC. If we're only focusing on Atlanta, we can only focus on DC.
Genuine.
Y'all are naming people that aren't in DC.
Who's the team from Virginia? Genuine's from here. What do you mean? All the people we're naming is from here.
I said DC, and you said Chris Brown and you said Chris.
Well,
Brown.
I'm including the DMV. I'm not including just DC.
Yeah, that's what I said.
As far as people who have made it out of this area.
But did you hear what I said?
Yes, bro, and I'm not talking about people just making it out of DC. I'm talking about people making it out of this area because I'm not in DC.
But why are we
next to DC?
But why are we talking about that when I said that if we're going to focus on Atlanta, we have to focus on only DC? Because if you can't compare Atlanta to the entire Virginia, DC, and fucking Maryland. Like you can't compare that if you're only.
You can if size wise.
Hey, never mind. You don't get it. Never mind.
Too small. I do get it. If it's too small, it's not going to matter anyway. I'm saying I don't think it matters whether it's DC or not. But if we're talking about comparing, sure, yes. I know what you're saying. Would they put a video out for it?
Let's see. New York City has the most people at 8 million. DC gonna be way down there. Baltimore, 620,000. DC, 601. Wait, hold on. I'm looking at the wrong shit. Oh, this is 2012. God damn. In 2012, the DC.
That's the last census. That's why.
Oh, they do census. I thought they do census.
2010 was the last census. Yeah.
I see 2012, and it says DC has less than 1 million people living in it. But the DMV is much bigger than that.
Well, what's Atlanta?
Atlanta, Georgia, 443,000.
The DC actually has physically more people in it than
twice as big.
What? It's not twice as big.
Yeah, twice as big. That was DC. He's not even talking about the DMV.
Yeah, but we were comparing DC. That's what we were talking about. Specifically DC and Atlanta. 600,000 in DC and 400,000 in Atlanta.
Atlanta is 134 miles squared.
DC is like what, 13 miles squared?
DC is 68 miles squared.
Okay.
Not bad.
It's half the landmass and twice as many people.
That's why that fucking traffic sucks so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I want to wrap it up by this. I want to go around the room, and I want everybody to tell me if you had to give up one thing you cared about, what would it be?
For what? Just in general?
If I came to you and I was like, I'm telling you, you got to give up one thing you care about. What would it be?
Or else what though? Am I gonna die? Like it's got to be something other.
All right. Take everything you care about.
What? Or else
give up one thing or everything. Damn, that's how deep is this question? How can I tell you what I care about?
First.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Technology.
I was going to say the same.
I love that answer.
Nah, I couldn't do that. Then I wouldn't be able to do music.
I couldn't do that at all.
You could do music. I think you could do music without technology.
You got a guitar. That's not technology.
Yeah.
How am I going to record it?
You don't need to record it.
Well, they record it without technology. I mean, I think he's saying like circuitry boards, right? Like circuitry boards and below. Like, is that where we're drawing the line? No, Raspberry wouldn't count. I'm talking about what you could record on tape still.
Oh yeah.
Because it's analog.
Yeah,
Right, analog. Yeah. He's talking about digital technology, right, Tay?
you're right. Yeah,
So you can still do analog music.
cell phones,
Easy. It
tablets,
still
shit
sounds
like
great.
that.
Yeah.
Easy. You know how expensive that would be? That's not easy at all.
It's just work. It's by tape
Alright.
reel.
You can
Well, that's
record
not.
on like a-
Well, that might not be your answer. Then what's your answer?
Oh no, I don't even know. I'm thinking about it.
What up with you, Rock?
Yeah. Digital audio.
Would you give up your bins?
Yeah.
That
I'd be out in the middle of the woods with like a tent.
dude spends more time with his bins than he spends with anybody else's. Like, would you give the bins up before anything else?
Yeah.
Justin, what would you give up?
Underwear.
Shut the fuck up.
I didn't wear underwear until I was like 26, bro. So that doesn't count.
What?
For real? I wear underwear constantly. Imagine
Oh, dude,
working
I free
out.
bought it for a long time in my life. Dude, I never wore underwear.
Got rashes.
I was always ready for action. Never had a rash. I didn't have a
You
rash. I
fucking
started
bastards.
wearing underwear.
I'll be sitting over here with no fucking technology, and you motherfuckers Justin
Had
got
no
no underwear.
drawers.
Zach don't know what the fuck, so he's still good. And Rock can't listen to music.
Nah, Rock ain't got no car that he can't drive anyway. That's what
Y'all some bastards.
I know. That's horrible.
I don't know. What do I love? I love everything.
Right? You got to give something up. That's
Ooh,
I did.
what about jerking off? Ooh.
that's legitimate.
Ooh.
Would you let jerking off go?
See, I can still jerk off.
Right.
That's true.
He can still jerk off and ride his act. No, you can't ride your act because your act got technology in it. You can't ride your act. Hey, that's like the genie curse. Like you make a wish and then you don't realize how badly it affects you.
I got to go to the store and I walk outside.
Damn, I got to get on that bicycle.
That bicycle.
So Tay can't even drive. All right, let's go.
I could walk though, and y'all could come pick me up.
As long as I don't give you technology, I can come pick you up, and I will.
How you gonna let us know?
Hey, you know what? The strategic.
That's true. How am I gonna let them know to come pick me up?
The strategic thing to do is like everybody has to give up something that doesn't affect everybody else, so that we can all rely on each other to pick up the slack. Right?
All right, Dave, you gotta jerk me off.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yes. Like I'm not gonna give up my appendages, so I can do that.
You guys won't even realize my underwear aren't there.
Come on, let's go, Jeff.
You guys won't even realize my underwear is
You
not
on the
there.
spot. You got 10 seconds. Let's go. Or I take everything.
Who?
You.
The fuck you mean?
Didn't we all answer?
Yeah, I thought we did.
What'd you say?
Dude, I am not
Underwear
going without
doesn't count,
technology.
dude.
You just don't wear underwear. It's not going. It's not happening.
You won't even know I don't have underwear on. It's not going to affect your life at all.
I know that you're not going to have
love
underwear because I know
You're
what
mad because you gave up technology and I get to walk around with
You
my
don't
own
love
thing?
underwear. That was a cop.
That's the only thing you're mad at.
And
I
Zach said, I don't know.
love underwear. I'm
No,
a
you
Precisely.
don't.
I'm
Oh,
fucking jealous because I tried to be profound
I'm fucking
and cool, and you motherfuckers don't
Rock
want to
gave-
do these stage.
Tay gave up everything, like his whole career. And Rock gave up his car, his whole career.
What is that
And
about?
Zach don't know.
I give up jerking off. What do you
You
mean?
jerking him
Oh,
off.
that's what you gave up, jerking off? Okay.
Yeah, I gotta go jerking
That's
off.
legitimate.
If you give it up, if
I
you
think
give it up jerking
masturbation is legitimate because that's
If you
something
give
that
it up-
happens.
I agree. That's
That's
legitimate.
legitimate.
No, if you're giving up jerking off, you can't have nobody jerk you off either.
So I can't fuck either.
You can't have a man jerk you off, but a woman can.
No,
Yeah.
nope, no jerk offs.
No hand jobs?
Nope.
Okay, so hand jobs are out whether it's you or anybody else.
That's
Thank
fine.
you.
So pretty much Zach can never come again.
No, he can
I mean-
vagina. He can vagina or butthole come.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You gotta,
Okay. Or mouth.
Yeah,
you gotta get it
come.
in those holes without ever touching it. So yeah.
Right. No hand can assist you. Your girl can't.
If
Your
a
girl
hand-
can't. Your girl
if a
can't
hand
guide
ever
you in
touches
no
your
more.
dick,
Like
I
you
didn't
gotta find it all on your own.
Jerking off. What do you mean? I can still touch my dick. I can still grab it.
No, you can't. Your dick will explode if you touch it.
Two tugs you're playing.
What?
You never get your dick again.
Two tugs you're playing with it.
And your girl can't guide you in. Like you gotta find it. Your penis has a.
No,
you know how hard that is. With no
guiding a dick in is not jerking off. So you're wrong.
No,
it could be. It could be confused.
Nope. It's a genie complex. Sorry, you lost.
You know what I would give up? Deodorant. No, I wouldn't.
I hate you.
I would. I want to say weed. I want to say weed so bad, but like I would. I don't know how I feel.
I want to say drink, but I don't think that's that crazy. What is this?
What do I love? I love my mom, but I wouldn't give her up.
No.
What?
I love you, mama.
Or you could give up your mother, and then I could just act like your mother, and that could be how we balance the shit out.
And you what? I'm not listening to you, nigga.
Hey, that's a devil talking, son. Don't let the snake bite you.
Don't let the what? What's the what?
All right, let me go. I'm gonna tell you. I would give up music. I would never listen to it or make it or anything.
Yeah, I'd rather die in a fire for 10 years straight.
I give it up.
Dave, you would kill yourself in 1 year. You'd be dead.
1 year? I think in like 3 months.
But see, I'm being legitimate because there's only a few things that I love, right? My family, music, drugs, right? I'd rather do drugs than no music. Like, what else do I love? There's nothing else that I love.
David, I hated this I hated this ending question or whatever this was.
Right.
I hate it.
You have to dig deep inside. It's like, what do you love?
I love a lot of things, and I don't want to give it up.
But you have to. Just
you didn't say give up what you love most. You said give up something you love.
Something you love, yeah. And the most.
Well, let me ask you this, Zach. Since you're
like
all more than holy, how many times? Okay, I'll give up hot sauce. I love hot sauce. No.
What is this, lit?
Zach, how many times?
I'm giving up underwear.
How many times a week do you jerk off?
How many times a week do I jerk off?
Yeah.
Can someone confirm how many days there are in a week?
So you jerk off every day. 7 days.
Cool. Yeah. 7 to 11. We'll say 7.
So you're a compulsive jerker. Okay.
Compulsive? No. How else do you go to sleep? I don't know. Someone else tell me.
Well, I got married, so I don't have that problem.
You're right. You get every night, every single night, every night.
No, but I don't have to come every day.
Yeah, I do. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, well.
This conversation went to a turn.
So Justin's gonna give up ponytails. That's what he loves.
Y'all some hate ass motherfuckers in here.
No, you can't even admit. Like, you can't even give something up. Like, what would you give up? You can't do it.
This is like when I tried to ask Justin what is the name a rapper that he doesn't like, and we did this for 2 hours. Just like, I don't know. I don't know.
But I kind of agree because, like, anybody that puts out an effort and does, like, really good, like, I'm not going to, like, dislike them. Like, it's music and it's kind of, like,
yeah, like, I mean,
hey, what was that? What was that dude I showed you? What was his name?
Hold on. There's people I don't like, but I don't obsess over them to the point where I remember
that little black dude with a crazy fade.
That's the problem I have with people that don't like regular music. Like, just don't like it. You don't have to obsess over not liking it so much.
I don't obsess about it. I have my opinion.
I think obsessing over not liking it is like.
It's having an opinion about it. Because once I be like, I don't like this, I be like, well, never listen to that again.
No, it's the equivalent to commenting on something that, like, for instance, somebody made a record or a YouTube video of the legacy of hip hop, right? And then I rolled down and they did from like 88 to 2000 something. Then I rolled down in the comments and I saw one guy that said, I don't know who would listen to this shit anyways. All of it is garbage. And it's like, well, your opinions are relevant. Like, why are you even like the fact that you even commented on here lets us know that you're intrigued by it.
Right.
So the fact that you comment on rappers that are whack that other people like makes you the same person as the person who hated rap in general. Like you don't need to say it's garbage because you don't understand it or don't like it. It's because number one, it's not garbage. Most of the mumble rap I hear, it's good music. The beat's good, the vibe's good, the flow's good. If it makes it to where millions and millions of people listen to it, it's something there, right?
I don't agree.
I do too. So
you do or do not either.
I don't understand.
I agree.
What? You agree with what you just said? I feel like you're just regurgitating stuff I've just said.
No, you understand what I'm saying?
No. Dave,
if you take the time out of your life, Tate, to hate on
you're talking about when you're talking what you're saying is normal, rational people listening and consuming music and enjoying it. You're talking about good music. You're talking about great music. I'm talking about 15 and 16 and 17-year-old kids jumping on bandwagons and fucking SoundCloud rappers. And there's all this fucking music out there, and everybody say, "You ever heard of this guy? You ever heard of this guy?" There's so much fucking shit out there,
music on SoundCloud.
And everybody's trying to be cool and know the newest underground rapper first. And this whole fucking generation of kids that just go with the first, like, I don't get it. And I'm not obsessing.
Of course, you don't get it because you're too old.
What I'm doing is, it's just a whole different generation of music, but
it's not bad. I don't think
it is to me. It is to me.
I don't think it's bad though.
But we all have different opinions. So
yeah, but how many? No.
And not all of it.
You forget
all of it.
You don't think anything is bad, Dave. Dave,
No.
you don't even think Kim Jong-un is bad. You don't think anything is bad. So you ever seen?
No. But listen, Zach.
Hold on. Let me end this whole conversation. David, do you think anything in life is anything?
I didn't hear that last part.
My job.
There's one thing that David thinks is bad. That's the first time.
It's an office job. It sucks.
I feel that, man.
But you don't get what I'm saying is, like, it's not bad music. It's just music you don't like. It doesn't mean it's bad.
No, I think it is bad music because art is relative to the fucking beauty is in the eye of the beholder. If I walk up to the Mona Lisa and I say, this bitch is ugly. The painting is stupid. I can see the fucking strokes. I don't like this shit. You may like it. I don't fucking like it. It's relative. I don't like it. It's stupid to me. Some of it is stupid. I think some of it's ridiculous.
But like, why would you
just follow?
But why would you think it's like a bad art, or would you say it's just not for me?
Just because I don't like the art doesn't mean I don't appreciate it. I appreciate
it's not art either.
I appreciate it. I don't like it.
Right, that doesn't mean it's bad. If you appreciate it, like there's instances where I've been in a certain mind state that I love music that I think is not anything I'd ever listen to, right? Then I sober up and I'm like, this shit sucks, right? So I think it's just about vibes, and music has a place for certain scenarios in your life and certain situations in your life.
I absolutely agree.
And that's what music is for. If you're feeling a certain way, there's songs you go to, like, I know this is gonna pick me up and make me feel good, or I know I'm feeling a little sorrow, so I'm gonna listen to this so because I relate with what he's saying. Like we're gonna go through it together. It's like that's my man right now. This song is my man right now. It's not bad music. It's just something that you don't relate with.
No, people listen to music for different reasons. I don't listen to music to.
I hate it. I hate it.
I don't listen to drug dealer rappers. I don't listen to rappers talk about drugs so I can relate to them selling drugs. I never sold drugs. I don't need to relate to a drug dealer selling drugs. But I listen to rappers that sell drugs. They talk about selling drugs and killing people all the time. I don't have to relate to that. But some people do have to relate, or they listen to rappers because they relate to it.
I never hit my wife, but I listen to Hank Williams Jr., and he talks about slapping the shit out of his wife to put her in check. And I'm like, that's what I want to do. I'm feeling Hank Williams right now.
That's
you
how
know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Like, I don't like country music, but I listen to a Hank Williams Jr. song. He talks about shooting shots of whiskey, smoking some bud. His wife gets out of line. He puts a hand across the face, and then all of a sudden, she back in line again. And I'm like, I feel you, Hank. I feel you. I don't even like country music, but this is not a bad song. This is a good song because I understand exactly what you're saying. It's the stories. You gotta understand it's deeper than that, man. It's people's feelings on paper that they're putting through a microphone and recording, and it's going.
But not everybody does that. There's still bad music out there. JJ Fish is a bad artist.
Oh, you got one.
Here we go.
I gotta hear this guy.
Where's JJ Fish? Somebody put some JJ Fish.
Wait a minute. You've never heard Ice JJ Fish before?
Ice JJ. See, this is what I was talking about.
No, this is but he's like gotta be. He's like started out as like a parody. Like it's not.
Okay, well that doesn't count.
It's not a parody. He's actually for real, but it's so bad that it's like it's horrible.
Hey, Rock, what do you think is bad music? Do you know any bad music?
No, not really.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
it's all about just like whoever's into it, you know.
It's horrible. It's horrible. That's bad music.
Oh, so there is bad music.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that's what Dante.
But I feel like he's intentionally being bad for laughs. Like, I think he's trying to get laughs. Like, he's intentionally trying to be bad. It's not like he's putting an effort to make a solid song in. Like, he's not serious.
I don't know.
He doesn't take himself serious. You think this guy takes himself serious, Tay?
No, not at all.
Right. He's intentionally trying to be bad. Like, it's a troll.
No, he actually takes himself serious.
He doesn't think that's good. He knows that shit is fucking weird.
Maybe.
Okay, so let's move on.
I was just giving you an example of a person.
I'm talking about the yachties. I'm talking about the mainstream people, right?
That's what I'm talking about.
Right. They put a concerted effort into make music that they think is good. And it's not bad music. It may not be something you like, but there's some yachty songs that I'll fucking dude. I was like,
yeah, but Dante can think it's bad, which makes it bad to him.
Dude, I was a stomach full of psychedelics, and I heard that fucking little boat jump, and I was like, yo, whoa, what is this? And then like, it would change my life. Like that song, like changed my perspective on music altogether, just because of the mindset I was in.
Yeah.
It was amazing. The whole video, the video, you know what I'm talking about? Like the one about the girls or whatever. Like
One Night.
Oh my God. And then I came back from Sarasota and I came back to Jacksonville and I put it on my AirPlay and like I let Hillary hear the song and Hillary's like, what the fuck is this? She was like, you must have been on something with
This wasn't in Maryland?
No.
This was in Maryland.
Oh, I was in Clarksville. Yeah. I must have been in Clarksville. No, dude, I thought I was here.
The first time I let you hear when we was all fucked up, it was at your apartment.
At my apartment, yeah, and then Hillary was not there. And then she came there, and then I played it for her. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And she was like, you must have been on something. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, yeah, well, I'm not, so this sucks. Like she just automatically dismissed it.
I mean, you don't have to be fucked up to. I'm just like, it's just. I don't know. I feel like some people are just more open to more, like, exotic sounds and stuff. Some
but
people
not everybody.
Some people like things more structured, and some people don't. Like,
but not everybody's
like I don't
able to be sober and appreciate that. But like, if you get on a zone, you're gonna hear some like Purity Ring or some artists that you would never listen to, and like, or some Radiohead. Like, when in your life did you ever think you would be a fan of Radiohead if it weren't for psychedelics? You wouldn't be. But you do some psychedelics, you put on some Radiohead, and you're like, oh my God.
I'm trying to think.
This is amazing.
I think I enjoyed Radiohead before I did mushrooms, but
it's amazing.
I didn't love Radiohead until I did mushrooms.
Right, that's what I'm saying. like, Tay, have you ever listened to Radiohead?
Not specifically, no.
Right.
I've heard this.
If we were driving down, if we were like going to,
did I get you hip to that, David, or you was already sharp?
I've been sharp on Radiohead for years. But if I came and picked you up from your house and I was like, let's go get some beer, and I just had Radiohead playing in the car and we're dead sober, like, what the fuck are you doing? But if we pop a quarter of shrooms and then we get in the car to go get some beer and get Radiohead, you're going to be like, yo, this
Bruh, it's like ride through a forest.
It changes your whole perspective. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't just judge the music on what you hear.
I can absolutely judge
Radiohead sober and Radiohead sober and Radiohead fucked up is still good music.
It's great.
I understand what.
Like, yeah, you're right, because they're super.
If I was fucked up on mushrooms, I wouldn't want to hear some like bad. If I heard something and I was like, I don't like this, I would still think it was bad, sober or not sober. Just because I'm fucked up,
I get it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just an appreciation for your mind state in a certain song.
I think some of these main people that are out here are just too far out for Dante. His want in music. I feel like Dante likes a structured thing of music.
Well, let me ask you this, Tay. Are you a fan of poetry?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I like poetry. I don't like slam poetry though.
Right, but just poetic, like things that are said poetically.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like when Justin played that video earlier of what's his name? Lil Uzi. What he was saying on that stage was a line of poetry. Like, that's exactly what it was, right? It was no rap. It was no singing. And then even Rock was like, oh, he's a good singer. Like, even Rock commented on it. Like, he was just speaking poetry. It was
auto-tuned live. You guys realize that, right?
It was a poetic sentence, so was it not?
Poetic with auto-tune, yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, the words he was saying and the way they came and the tone and the cadence, like the cadence and the tone, it was like, forget about what he said. I'm talking about it was a poetic statement.
Sure, no one's gonna argue that.
Is that bad?
Yeah, no.
It was great. I
wouldn't say it was great.
I was so impressed by that. Like that,
I wouldn't say
that made me be a bigger fan of Uzi than I was before I heard the video. Just because, like, the intellectual level that he can develop those kind of sentences and put them together that way.
Dude, those bars weren't fucking profound.
He didn't say any bars. He said, everybody, y'all, the raptures happen. And if y'all niggas ain't going,
it's the way in it's the tone and the way he said it. He spit it as it was a poem. Like,
he did it. He said
y'all missing something that I'm hearing.
You want me to
play? I heard there was.
Play it again. Play it again.
Everything is rainbows and gumdrops.
It was definitely a cadence to it. It was definitely a poetic thing. Like, he was hitting notes with his vocals. Like, Rock heard
it. With auto-tune. Keep that in mind. It's live auto-tune.
I get it. Just listen to it.
Yeah, I know, bro.
I'm not saying he's a good singer. I'm saying, but what I heard was
poetic. You are saying he's good. You're saying the notes.
Listen.
Motherfuckers going to hell right with me. So let's get it. Oh, you already here. I'm so sorry. You can't get out. You're stuck. It's over. You heard the song a million times and you didn't even know. That's fucked up. But I still love you anyway. That's okay. That's whatever. You still love me? You do? That's why I love you, because you don't trust me. I love you. What? Now, obviously, all y'all motherfuckers going to hell right with me. So, let's get it. Oh, you already here. I'm so sorry.
That's poetic to me. I'm sorry if I may be like.
Yeah, you sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That sounded poetic to me.
Not even a little bit. I thought it did. Remembering it, but listen to that again. Not even close.
Not even close.
Yeah, the note fluctuations you're hearing is literally him talking into an auto-tune mic.
But the words he's saying, but like he's speaking the truth though. Like he's not lying though. Like he's just speaking the truth.
How do you know? How you know he's not lying, Dave?
Because I feel like he really feels that way. So to himself, he's not lying.
What? Just because he feels that way doesn't mean it ain't true, and it's not true. Transgender people transgender into a different person, but they're still born a female or a male. Just because they feel like there's something else doesn't mean they aren't.
Right. Just because he spit a poem doesn't mean it's not poetry. To me, that was a poem.
I mean, if that's the case, then you can say anything anybody ever says. If you could take a snippet, then that's poetry.
Yeah, if it is legitimately poetry, then it is.
I don't think that was poetry. I really don't.
I didn't say it was poetry. I say it was poetic. It was a poetic statement.
Okay, I'll give you that. He's got an upside down cross on his stage.
No doubt. He got an upside down cross tattoo.
Lil Uzi Vert. Lucifer.
Now you gotta hear this song every day. Let's go! I don't really care if you.
What are we seeing here, Justin?
This is another instance when he did the thing. When he did another one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but yeah, I'm not saying like you could just take that clip and it would just be considered like a legitimate poem, but like the statement he said, it was delivered poetically. Like it was a poetic statement, and I appreciate that. Like I don't have the opportunity to do that. If I like people say that about me all the time at the work. Like I say some shit and they'll be like, "Oh, you want to be all profound shit about shit," like, and they'll just dismiss what I say. And then dismissing what the man is saying, but the man is up there. He's trying to make a statement. He's trying to say something. Like, how are you just gonna discredit?
That sounded very on the fly and not thought out at all. It sounded like he was on stage, like, "Hey, by the way, y'all going to hell with me. Ah, sorry. Next song, like literally that's."
But that's not what he did, though. That's not what it sounded like. What it sounded like, he was trying to deliver a message, and he did it poetically. I think Pac did the same shit. And I think,
what kind of message was he trying to deliver, Dave?
I think he was trying to deliver the message to the people like,
y'all going to hell.
I think he's saying, no. I think what he's saying is, y'all motherfuckers up here judging me for the way I live my life, but you're at my concert giving me money, and you want to fucking sit there and act like you're all fucking goody two shoes.
They were chanting his name.
If you look at the crowd, right. But you go back home to your parents and you're fucking living the suburb life, because that's probably the majority of people who come to their concerts. Like, nah, y'all motherfuckers ain't no better than I am. You're at my concert. You're going to hell with me.
Well, I mean, he kind of been on this stuff, but
that's the message you're trying to deliver. It's like,
I just think I'm all about the whole. I just think the Illuminati starting. It's about the everything the way things are going. Like they really.
People have been saying that for years. There's always something about to happen.
That's what I'm saying. If the Illuminati was gonna like do something, they've been doing it for like 6,000 years. So like,
well, they got us already. They got all of our face recognition. They got.
But do they have you? But do they have you individually? Do they have you, Zach? Do they have you, Rock? Do they have you, Tay?
They got all your.
Sure ain't got me.
They got all your fingerprints. We on a.
I've been locked up before. They still ain't got me.
Martial law going to start happening. They
when?
They got
where
happen?
They got government.
Where martial law going to start happening?
They got government authorities becoming teachers now because they got us too scared that school is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like they're going to take control. It's about to happen.
It'll never happen.
To do what? To do what? What's their ultimate mission?
To make all of us sheep.
Who's going to take over? Who's going to take over? Because I keep hearing this thing that like tyranny and government tyranny and the Illuminati and all this shit. Who's going to come kick down my door? The military? Because I know some military people that if the revolution happened, they're not fighting for the military no more. They're fighting for their families and their friends and stuff and their community. And if there's a day where the government decides to take over, I would go out on a limb and say probably 80% of the military is going to be thinking about their friends and family at home and say, fuck this government and fuck my sergeant. I'm going home and protecting my family. That's when the government's going to get over.
You think if I was in the Navy and they were like, you got to launch this missile. Where's it going? Sarasota. I'm going to fucking hit the button?
Hell no.
I'm gonna fight the motherfuckers to not hit the button.
It's gonna be robots.
You know how many people would hit the button?
A lot of people will hit the button.
Sarasota, dude.
I think it's gonna be a.
Would you hit the button?
I think it's gonna be robots that's gonna.
Nobody in this room will hit the button.
I think it's gonna be robots that's gonna do it.
It's no doubt.
No, robots will never be able to control
to accomplish what?
I wouldn't say never, man.
What are they gonna accomplish by doing that? You think that they want to what? Enslave us again?
I just think, yeah, practically, basically.
So you're on the Rothschild agenda where they want to decrease the human population to a certain amount so that they can rule the world, which they already do. So how does more population keep them from doing what they're doing? If anything, more population puts more people, more money in their pocket. So why would they want more?
I didn't say anything about more population.
But what is their agenda? That's what I'm saying. What is the ultimate agenda?
I don't know what the fuck their agenda is. I just know that a lot of this shit's happening. I don't fucking know what's going on.
But what is happening? What is happening under Trump that didn't happen under Obama? What is happening under Trump that didn't happen under Bush? What is happening now that is like such a cry for scare that we need to be alerted or alarmed that something is crazy?
You don't have to do anything. They're just fucking.
I'm just asking, what is going on? What are they? What is the agenda? Why do they want to lock us up and imprison us? Why do they want to take away the guns?
They're institutionalizing. They're creating more soldiers and more sheep.
There's no doubt about that.
And if you don't abide by their rules, then you're taken out.
Going to be led by Captain Flint.
Antonio the Tiger.
Do you disagree with that?
What do you think, Tay?
If they could brainwash
I think we've had this discussion before. I don't think anything like that will ever happen. Ever.
Tay is so confident in the government.
That mindset of somebody coming in and taking over your territory, that's an archaic mindset. That happened hundreds of years ago. That shit don't happen no more.
I don't think they're going to come in. I don't think they would come in like that. I think we're doing it. We're just giving it to them.
It's a slow, systematic approach.
Yeah. I think we're just giving it to them. Like they basically.
We give up our rights all the time, right? The Patriot Act. Patriot Act took away a lot of our rights.
Everyone already talks about us eventually implanting something in us. Some of us won't do it, of course.
That's never going to happen, dude. You're never going to have to mandatory implant something in your body.
I didn't say it's mandatory. What are you talking about?
Don't say never, Tay. Don't say never.
But everything you're saying is by force. What I'm saying
because if the
why you keep cutting me off, David? This is why I be talking about let me talk, because y'all niggas won't shut up. Sorry, that was me. That was me.
Watch the N-word. Thank you.
But eventually, when a piece of technology comes along that's so good, and they make it so good, but it has to be implanted in us, or they make us wear it all the time, then eventually we will give them the control. Everything we do voluntarily. Just like
we do that right now. And how much control does any of that shit have over you?
But we have a different mindset from people in 100 years from now when it's just normal.
Okay, let me ask you this question: if they came to you today and they were like, "Or tomorrow,"
we can't just bring it. We don't know about.
And they said, you will not be able to access your bank account. You will not be able to come to this job. You will not be able to travel. You will not be able to drive unless you put this implant into your arm. Would you take the implant?
Would you take it?
Yes.
Well, I'm trying to ask him, Dante.
It depends. Like, what are the consequences?
You can't drive. You can't work. You can't make money. You can't make any financial transactions. You cannot rent a hotel, rent a car. You cannot travel outside of the United States.
You gotta live in the woods.
Your passport's implanted into like everything.
But how could they enforce something like that? How could they make it something?
What if they did?
Well, I mean, first of all,
how could they possibly do that? Who would do that?
Through legislation.
Well, hold on.
That would never happen.
You don't know that.
I'm saying hypothetical. What if it did? Would you take the implant? What if it did? What if it did? Have you ever watched it? Have you seen The Handmaid's Tale?
You're not giving me
there is a choice. There is a choice.
You're asking me a question, but you're not giving me a choice. I don't have a choice but to take the implant.
Because you have a family. Like you have a family, right?
You can walk. You can.
There's
grow
no
your own
circumstance
stuff. You
in
could
the
build
world
things.
today where anything is like that. I don't have to do any of that except pay child support, or I'll lose my driver's license.
Okay, well, hold on. What if eventually, this is where I meant by over time, where we're not, I'm
Right.
not, you're so focused on you right now that I'm
Right.
talking about the bigger
And
picture.
Dante thinks the government can do no wrong, so you gotta.
No, I don't think he thinks that.
No, that's
Hold
not
on.
what I think.
I don't think he thinks that. What
The
I'm saying
government is
that,
definitely corrupt.
what I'm saying is that like maybe like 30 years later, when you're too old to realize it, but eventually all of you know when you could just go up to something and put your phone to it and it scans it.
Apple Pay. Yeah.
Eventually, that could be implanted to be all the new chips in your car, the new Apple Pay. They're going to bring out something where it's like, okay,
No
maybe
doubt.
tattoo or maybe this
Who
implant.
is they? The government or Apple?
Okay, Dante, I don't even care no more, bro.
They're the same people. Do you not understand they're the same people?
What are you
Yes, and Apple can't make me do anything.
Right.
I'm not
But what if
talking
they're-
about you, Dante. What are you talking about?
But you are talking about me. What are you talking about?
I'm
You're
just
seeing
saying.
in the future when I'm 50 or at 70.
But eventually, we were talking about how could they take over. You're talking
Right.
about no one. They're never going to be able to take over because no one can force you to do anything. What I'm saying is that eventually, all this stuff will come to us, just like they got my face print, just like I got our thumbprint. It's all going to be voluntary because
You've already given it up under contract.
important that we need it. Eventually,
You're on Zoom right now. They got your face right now. You
Eventually,
did that
a
under
chip will come
contract.
out,
You signed the user
all-
agreement.
And your kids and your grandkids will be like, well, I'm not doing drugs. I'm not doing nothing crazy. So I'll get this chip so I can access my bank account easier.
Right.
Eventually, they'll just do it because they want to. No one's forcing anybody.
It'll
And
be
that's
no.
why it's taking so long for
It'll
this.
be no cards available. It'll be like the only way you can
They have
access
that-
your card is the chip. Like it'll be no physical cards you can.
Who the fuck is going to vote for that?
No one's voting for it. They're going to.
Did we vote for the Patriot Act? No, they just
they're gonna
passed it. Did we vote for it?
Technology and be like, yo, you could do this or not. But if you do this, it'll free your life up so much more. Imagine walking in a house.
You
Did
guys
you
don't
vote?
understand how the government works, clearly.
Did you vote for presidential orders that are signed?
If somebody's going to make me
Did
implant
you
something,
vote for presidential orders that are signed?
Zach, are you here right now? Are you paying attention?
Yeah, every time I try to
Why
talk,
y'all not chiming
okay.
in? Like, am I crazy?
Okay,
or
I
is
keep
he
saying-
crazy?
I keep
Like,
saying
y'all
this.
sitting there looking like, I know
eventually,
you got something to say on this. Nobody votes for presidential orders. What if Trump signed a presidential order tomorrow? Like, no more credit cards. You got to go to your local fucking bank and get a chip implanted. There'll be a medical supervisor there to oversee it. Please be patient. Wait in line. You'll have access to your money.
Well, you realize that's
Not
not
gonna
even the point Justin's making. The point Justin's
it's
making,
not going to happen.
since they're controlling how society is going with the music, with what's on the media, with us being able to use our phones for facial recognition, with thumbprints, that eventually society's going to get to want to do it. That's what's going to start happening. People aren't going to care. And they're like, yeah, fuck it. I'll get a chip. I don't care. No one's talking about forcing Dante to do it. He's saying 30, 40, whatever years from now, people are just willingly going to do it like
And
we
if they
currently
don't-
already are.
Yeah.
No one's talking
I
about
understand that. I understand.
Right. But he doesn't know that that's like you think they're talking about the government forcing it, and that's not what Justin's talking about. Justin's talking
Right.
about just
something deeper. Yeah.
so it,
Right.
yeah, it was-
Eventually,
it-
people will
it was disconnect.
voluntarily just do it because it's convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing.
It's not going to happen now, so they're not going to force it. But in 100 years, there will be something similar to that.
But then you get pulled over.
Well,
And,
If not, they already have it,
and then you're
because
gonna get pulled over, and then you're like, stick your left arm out the window.
Oh, I don't have
well,
that.
here's
And
why
then they come up and they scan it, and then they see all your records, like
This
pull
is-
up your
this is
medical
why it's gonna
records,
work,
your arrest records, and everything pulls up. If you
Yeah.
don't think it's coming to that, dude, you're crazy. Like that is coming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
why,
but
why not?
things will start becoming obsolete. That's why it's going to start working. For instance, cash. Slowly and slowly, people are carrying less and less cash because you don't
Cash app. Like I don't give
Yeah.
cash to nobody. I'm like, yo, you got the cash app. If not, fuck you. Like
no one's gonna say you can't use a credit card anymore. Credit cards are gonna get so irrelevant. You
right.
can't do anything.
No
but-
one's going to have a freaking.
Yes.
Yeah, no one's going to have a machine to use it. Just like a
They're
VHS.
playing for the
You
Right.
can have a VHS, but how you going to play it?
Right.
Okay, is the premise here is the main premise here is that you're going to have something implanted in you? Like, is it not like
it might be a wristband. It might be a wristband. It'll probably start as a wristband.
We already have it. It's our phone. We already have it.
Our phone.
Right, but I don't have to have a phone, is what I'm saying.
No. Listen, Dante.
Then you don't have to have access to your money.
What started this whole conversation was
I can walk into a bank with no debit card.
But what if there's no banks? If you bank through USAA, I
don't. I bank with BB&T, and all I need is my ID.
Okay, so once BB&T has no tellers and they only have a machine, what are you gonna do? You have to do it online, right? You can't control what your bank does. You can't. If they say we no longer will support any.
But nobody's arguing that. Nobody's arguing that, bro.
No one's arguing what? We started this conversation because David said, or was it David? I don't even remember. Someone was like, how can they get
the implants?
You said, what is the new world order? How are they going to control us? And I was like, eventually we'll have chips in us. That's how we got here.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe that they're sharing records with everything we're doing with Facebook,
we can't get people to rescind guns because it's in the Constitution. There's no way in hell where the majority of people are going to voluntarily have something implanted in them or something tracking them 100% of the time by any.
Your phone does it already.
Yeah, that's also the point I'm trying to make. Is already happening?
You do it now.
You're doing it voluntarily by having the phone.
You don't have to have a phone that has GPS tracking, a fingerprint scanner, and Facebook and the internet connected to it, but you chose to do that. And what you're saying is that they could do with the implant is everything they're doing with our phone now.
Right, but my point is, you're okay. I guess you're not even.
I'm not
even singing this, but my point is, I don't have to have a cell phone. I don't have to have any of this shit if I don't want to. I have that freedom to throw my cell phone in the trash and never be tracked by anybody ever again.
Yes.
What I'm thinking you're saying is, in the future, everybody's going to have this shit on them, and then that's how the Illuminati is going to take over. I'm saying that's.
I made that point.
I believe that could be a thing. I don't believe it could be mandatory. I don't believe that you're going to have to do it. But eventually, like they were saying, things will be obsolete. And if you don't want to continue living life with the rest of society, you're going to have to do.
Like, you don't have to go get a passport. You don't have to have a passport.
But you'll never be able to go across the sea. That's stupid. And that shouldn't have to be able to do that. But
that's stupid.
That's like my grandma buying her first laptop. She just did that like 7 or 8 years ago. She bought her first laptop. She finally conformed and bought a freaking laptop instead of a desktop. That old ass desktop she had.
Yeah, and if
I get it, like technology advances, people conform, but there's never going to be a point in time where the Illuminati takes over. Never. There will never be a point in time where the Illuminati or the government tyranny or anything like that. We're past that as a human race.
I actually think we're going through a level of rescindance. I think we hit the peak of like digital shit where people are becoming uncomfortable with it, and that's why we're using like emojis and GIFs instead of like words, because it personifies like our feelings more so than like the text I send to you instead of a phone call.
I think it's just laziness.
No, I think.
Do y'all two are so?
I don't think it's
like the far different spectrums of like.
No, it's just like you don't feel like typing a whole word, so you make it shorter, and then that goes.
No, I think that I want. No, because like how many times have you texted something and not put an emoji on it, and people take it the wrong way, but you slap an emoji on it or a GIF, and they're like, "Oh, I get you saying that."
Why can't it be both though?
I think it should be both. I think that we're in a rescindance. We're trying to get back to more personified communication rather than just like
hieroglyphics and shit.
Like, I think symbols work way better than
emojis are like our new hieroglyphics. Like emojis.
No doubt about it. But what I'm saying is, if there comes a day when they're like, all right. A good example is, remember when we just used to swipe and we never had to insert a chip? You remember that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So remember when the chips came out, like, I'll never get a chip. Fuck the chip. And then your bank, like, shut your bank account down. And they're like, we're sending you a new card.
Yep.
Register your new chip. And then you couldn't spend money until you register that new chip. Would
You
you?
know why they did that? To protect you from getting your money stolen, because that was happening.
No, because the chip is more unsafe than the swipe.
Yep.
They got RFID scanners that could, like, it's more unsafe. But like, just because they mandated it, then we had to do it.
It's not more unsafe. You can read a credit card strip through a wallet, just like you can read a chip through a wallet. It's
the
just
RFID
technology.
The whole point is it creates a code just for that transaction. And
Right, but have you ever had an issue with your swipe card? Because I never had.
I've had it not swipe.
I don't think that's where they were
All I'm
concerned
saying
about.
is that we're
Dante.
going to have drones control everything.
But why did they get rid of the swipe? Why do we have to go to chip and
goddamn
pin? Why do we have? But why do we have to go?
Everyone's
to
going to be
chip and
fine with it, and we're going to be sheep. And well,
Like,
not
why couldn't
us.
we just
Hey,
swipe?
yo,
Like, what was wrong with the magnetic swipe?
I ain't trying to interrupt y'all, but I gotta take this dude over here home.
Yeah.
All right,
I gotta
But,
get
like,
out of here. But
What was
I'm gonna
wrong?
get
With,
off too.
all right, cool.
later, Rob.
But what was wrong with just a magnetic swipe? Right? And then I remember like my company was like my bank was one of the last to do it, and I was like, I'll never get with my card. And then I went and swiped it one day, and it didn't go through. Right? So I'm like, why did my card go through? Then I called them like, oh, we have a new card in the mail. It's coming. So now you have the ability to stop me from getting to my money.
No, they don't, Dave. You can go to the bank and get your money. You don't need your card.
But what happens on the day when I don't have the ability to go to there? What happens the day?
Pull your money out and put it in where you don't have the ability.
What
to
happened when the Great Depression happened and everybody was lined outside the bank and they couldn't get their money? Do you remember that? That happened in 1934.
I remember a depression in 2007 where the shit hit the fan.
People were lined up at the bank trying to get their money out, and it just doesn't happen. So what happens when they say, oh, the pen and chip ain't good no more? You got to register all your money through your iPhone or an iWatch or some kind of like wristband device. And then 30 years from then, where they're like, well, we're done with that. Your whole entire essence is going to be in a chip, your Wi-Fi. Like, you'll have constant Wi-Fi just in your wrist.
That would be fucking awesome.
Everywhere I go, I got Wi-Fi. Yeah. But like every exchange you do, everything you do, you just boop, 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 boop. You have to you check your groceries out and do boop, and you're just done.
I wouldn't have a problem with that at all.
Because it's tied into your DNA, you know.
As long as it's not affecting my body or like in my body or like you said affecting my DNA, I wouldn't have a problem with any of that. I'm not doing anything to where I'd be worried about, getting tracked or monitored.
And another thing you have to think about is, are they doing this for like a reason to oppress us or a reason to keep us safe? Area 51, they're like, oh, what are they doing at Area 51? They're developing technology, right? They developed the SR-71 there. They're like, oh, it's top secret. We should know about it. But should you? Because if you know about it, then
right,
especially in this day and age, and everybody else knows about it. So should we just let you know what we're doing here so that our enemies know what we're doing here? No. Everything they're doing at these secret military bases and all the top secret missions that we perform on submarines and all these other places, and the things that the Navy SEALs do that you don't know about, that for some reason you think you're entitled to know about. You think they're doing that to hurt you? Or do you think they're doing it to help you?
I think that sometimes they can be doing it to help us and it ends up hurting us.
Well, have you ever been hurt by the government?
I can't say I have.
Have you ever been hurt by not knowing what a government institution was doing? Has it ever affected your day-to-day life? Have you always moved through your day-to-day life seamlessly?
Yep.
Like uncontested?
Without even knowing the government was there.
So why do you feel so important? Or why do these people feel so important?
Who?
The people that feel like, okay, the government has an Area 51. We need to know what's going on there. Are there aliens there? We need to know. Why are they holding it back? Maybe because they're creating technology to keep your ass fucking safe.
Yeah.
Right? From intruders and people that want to do us harm, like on a macro scale, not a micro scale. Most people think on a micro scale. They think individually, like, why can't I know that? But like, by you not knowing that, has it affected the way you move throughout your life day to day? Right? I sell drugs, right? I don't, but if I did.
Whoa.
So if I sold drugs and I was like a conspiracy theorist at the same time, would I think that, like, if they're watching me, would they just come raid my home and they never do? You know? Tay sat here and took dabs last show we did. Like, blatantly. Did you get your door kicked in? Are they watching us? You know what I mean? Like, are they even? They're not worried about us, man. They're trying to keep us safe. I legitimately think they're trying to keep us safe.
I think that we're all humans, and when it comes to a big government, our government reacts just like a fucking human would. Sometimes it fucks up big time, and sometimes it does good, but sometimes it fucks up, just like regular humans do, because humans are fucking running it.
No, I think our government thinks like a tribal leader, right? Like a chief of a tribe. Like, I'm the chief of the United States.
Right.
So if I got to go out there and fuck some people up and take their oil over to make sure my country keeps on thriving, then that's what the fuck I got to do. Is it humane? No. Do I give a fuck? Maybe. But are my people still eating and thriving and living the best life that they could possibly live, regardless? Like, we live better than any other country in the United States. Believe it or not, we do.
In the world.
I'm sorry, yeah, the world. So yeah, if we gotta go over there and fuck somebody up to fucking conquer their oil, like, I'm sorry we're stronger than you, but like, I'm a tribal leader. And if I gotta go over and take what you got and you're not strong enough to defend me, I'm sorry.
Oh, well.
I'm sorry.
Survivors of the fittest, baby. That's how it's always been. That's how it always will be.
Is that the way I would want the world to work? No. But I understand why they do it. Do I
Does that
agree with it? No.
Is it fucked up that the lion eats the gazelle? Yeah, it's fucked up. But it has to be done.
It has to be done. Number one, we don't want 16,000 million gazelle running around this fucking earth, right?
Yep.
We only want 8 million. So we need lions to eat them. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
When a cop when a cop has somebody pulled over on the side of the road and everybody fucking slams on their brakes, it pisses me off. Because when the lion's eating, motherfucker, he ain't worried about you. He's eating. Keep on speeding. What the fuck you slowing down for?
I feel you.
He already eating.
He got his prey.
Do you think a gazelle slows down when he sees a lion eating another gazelle? No, he keeps on fucking running. So what the fuck you slowing down on a highway?
That is a great analogy.
Thank you. That's what I feel. Am I lying though?
Nah. Lying. I get it.
Oh. Yo, I'm about to get off this thing,
Yeah, me too.
I'll let y'all.
All right, so let me just end it with this. Thanks for hanging out. Another 4.5 hours at the Daily Hangover.
That was 4 hours.
It's been a minute.
Woo.
It's 1:40. I'll see you guys next Wednesday.
All right, y'all take it easy.
All right, yo.